but
Okay. All right. Today we're doing our top 10 things we most hate about horror movies since it's October. This is the month where the horror movies cranking out are always cranking out. And I'm used to be a huge fan of horror. I still kind of am, but the quality of them, I
yeah, you pissed me off. Because you like say you're not, but you'll watch like 50 shitty movies, and then I'll tell you to watch like an Akira Kurosawa movie,
because
and you're like, no.
when I find a good horror movie, I love it. That's probably the thing. Like, I love a good horror movie. It's just you gotta watch like 50 of them to find a good one.
What do you think of like Itchy the Killer? Do you think that's like a horror
Oh,
movie?
no, that's there's some genres I can't classify. Itchy Killer is probably one of them. That's almost a little too much of an action movie in a way. Because there's movies that are ultra gore, like Super, you know that Rainn Wilson movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's really gory, like
Oh,
a
it's got, a history and trauma.
yeah. And the thing is, it's not like Terror Firmer from Trauma. I barely consider a horror movie.
Oh, a masterpiece. It's my
Yeah,
favorite trauma
yeah,
movie.
I love that too. But
Yeah.
is it really a horror
No,
movie?
no. Is Toxic Avenger a horror movie? No.
Nah, those for me are like comedies.
Yeah, they're
Hey,
they're gore comedy. They're genreless.
and there's a fine line. Like Cabin in the Woods, as funny
Never
stuff.
seen it.
Oh, oh,
Oh,
that's
I want to see that movie so bad.
yeah,
I don't know why I haven't. It's one of those things like it's like Itchy the Killer. Like everyone's telling me to watch it, and then I know I'm gonna love it.
yeah, that's just yeah, that's out now. But that's one of the rare ones that like a rare good horror movie. A good horror movie in the theater is even rarer than finding an independent one. But uh, actually, now that I think about it, I don't know which is more likely to be a good movie, like a well financed one or an indie. 'Cause they're both
Uh, what do you think? What would you say your favorite is?
well, in a lot of ways, The Shining will probably always be my favorite
Yeah.
because it's the most thought provoking and scary.
Well, if I was to throw in a couple caveats, nothing by Stephen King and nothing made by France.
I,
What
oh,
would you say? What would you say? Like American.
because I know Martyrs was going to be probably my
Oh,
next, but
obviously. You're in, Didn't have to say that.
Um.
Well, not American. Let's say English,
Yeah, I know.
because I'm pretty sure I know what your other one would be.
Really, what?
Eden Lake.
I was thinking of that, but that wouldn't be my favorite. That one's almost too uncomfortable. One of my favorites.
It's one of the few scary children movie that I actually really really think is great.
Yeah, and I loved it before I knew who Fassbender was.
Yeah, he was a nobody back then,
I didn't
which
even
is
know
funny because it was like 2 years ago, and now he's like the biggest actor in the world. He's
Got
been
it.
in like probably what 10 of some of the biggest movies in the past 2 years, and he was a nobody in Eden. What was that? 2007?
Yeah, 10
5
big
years.
and small because he does like Shame and what that fucking Viggo Mortensen Cronenberg one.
Dangerous Method.
Yeah, he does those small ones, and then he's like in X-Men and Prometheus. So he's like all over the map.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm thinking my favorite horror movie. I know Repulsion comes to mind as one that definitely scared me.
Yeah, mine is Repulsion almost doesn't count, but I'd say Repulsion.
Yeah, I don't really want to because I know it's probably not my favorite. And Dead Alive again. I don't know how much I count that as a horror movie.
What about the first Evil Dead?
Nah, it wouldn't be.
It's
Evil
not,
Dead.
no. No, but I'm saying, would you count? I meant, would you count that as a horror movie, not as your favorite?
The first one, yeah.
Yeah.
But Dead Alive is way less serious.
Oh, it's a fucking gore comedy. It's a trauma movie.
Yeah. Honestly, one of my favorite is Scream. Might be my favorite straight up
Oh, how dare you!
slasher movie. I think the Drew Barrymore murder is one of the best murders in a horror movie, if not the best murder I've ever seen, scene by scene.
In terms of as a, if you were to say which is the best cliche, like
I think it's just the dopest scene, the way he cuts her like mad times and drags her through the woods. It's got a real gritty, dark.
Okay.
I just think it's an amazingly crafted scene. I think the movie itself is as good a slasher movie as you can craft.
Meh.
Even with that, the teen cast being good is to that level is fairly rare. Like,
I really, really liked. Not that this is my favorite, but what was that fucking remake that recent remake that was fucking amazing.
hmm, not not Dust or
No, it was a remake of what's his
Oh.
name's?
8 Days Later might be my favorite actually. I'll take it, but
What's the fuck? I'm having a brain fart where the fucking dude the chick gets fucking raped and shit, and then she crawls home and her parents come after her.
oh yeah, Last House on the Left.
Yeah, the remake actually it's definitely up there. I'd say in the past 5 years it's probably the best.
Yeah, for America, maybe.
It was a fantastic movie.
Yeah, it was really cool.
It was
I didn't like that she lived, but
It's better when she gets killed, but I mean, what more can you? It was a fantastic movie.
yeah, no,
It's asking, complaining about that little bit is going a little far. It was a fantastic movie.
that was a brutal, really good movie.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
Anyway, what's your number 10? Oh, and
Well, what is your favorite? Oh yeah, I guess we kind of covered it.
we also have to say biggest offender. Well, we have to explain that.
Yeah, with our top 10 things. Yeah, and it was hard because there's so many things. When you watch, it's important to say, when you watch, like I've watched the Bloody Disgusting Film Festival, and I've seen, oh God.
I can't believe you watched those. They're so bad.
I've seen over between 30 and 40 of the After Dark to Die For film fests. And when you pile them on like that, you start to see the same bullshit in every horror movie. Like that's kind of where our list, I feel, comes from. Is the things
I
that
just can't picture a person who like goes and they're like, I cannot wait to like has the DVD in their hands and is like, I can't wait to see this.
I wonder if it goes back to being a kid hearing ghost stories. Like I love hearing
But do you?
stories.
Oh,
When
but
when you
you're
go
not.
to
Who?
horror fest, you're getting like 8 campfire stories. Dare I say? You
These are
could,
adults.
yeah. But there's just something entertaining about the idea of a horror
Like
movie.
there's something visceral about it. You just kind of get into it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's bullshit. I mean, you're probably right, but I think it just comes down to people are fucking retarded.
But it leaves me disappointed. Like I always expect them to be a really good fest. I always feel somewhat disappointed.
Go figure.
Yeah.
All right, what's
I
your number
always
10?
assume it's possible to make an original horror movie. I
Here.
just can't understand how it doesn't happen. That's part of it. But this list will cover some of the problems. So um, my number 10 is wannabe David Lynch horror movies, which there's a small sect. I appreciate people trying to be creative and weird and strange, but if
You're
it
not
does,
David Lynch.
yeah, and if it doesn't pay off, the whole movie was a bust.
Which
And
David Lynch gets real close to sometimes.
yeah, he does.
But he's so good that you'll put up with his bullshit.
Yeah,
You know, you
and it'll be like creepy too. He's got the style to at least have good parts.
yeah, talent.
But yeah, if your movie's so and you're waiting for it to pan out and it just doesn't, it starts to feel like they just were jerking you around. And I know some of the biggest offenders, just off the top of my head, Yellow Brick Road, The Broken, and The Unborn. They're
Can't
all.
say I've seen any of those.
Yeah, The Unborn is directed by David Goyer, who did the Blade trilogy, and
Really?
yeah, and it's
Dude, he's like, isn't he like a humongous Hollywood writer?
yeah, he is.
He hasn't he written like every single blockbuster in the past 15 years?
He's written a lot. I think he worked on Batman Begins.
Yeah, no, and Dark Knight.
Yeah. No, he's normally good, but this was his attempt at. I think it was PG-13 to horror. I remember like a cool dog with a baby's face or something. It was one of those that I just felt didn't make enough sense. And it wasn't cool enough along the way. If I don't get it at the end, but the weird stuff was scary and cool, that's one thing. But if I get to the end and it was kind of bland and wasn't even worth figuring out, I guess that's what I'm saying. A horror movie that's all weird and trying to be mysterious, but it's so bad it's not even worth figuring out. Like a Lynch movie, like Lost Highway, Mulholland Drive, I feel are good enough that you want to think about how it works. Even Southland Tales for me is good enough. But with a B horror movie that's not good, you just felt like you wasted your time. In my opinion.
Yeah, Richard Kelly's movies kind of get that like that with me.
Well, I'm talking about a level lower than that. Then.
Oh, okay.
Like where there's not any good scenes.
Yeah, like Donnie Darko was fucking awesome, but The Box was not awesome. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, where like Yellow Brick Road, if I can recall, I remember people are lost in the woods and there's like creepy music, and they disappear one by one, and it leads you to believe something huge is afoot, but it kind of ends like you have no idea what happened, and like they're so clever, they're so clever you don't get it, but that's not
um,
it's just not well made.
my number 10 is chicks with the black hair over their face.
Yeah, that's on my list.
All right, we'll talk to. I'll say my biggest offender when we get to you.
Oh, why you don't want to? Oh, okay.
We'll talk about it when we get to you.
All right. So my number 9
Yeah.
is this is a tough one to explain, kind of, but I call them long drawn out hide and seek sequences, and they're in almost every horror movie, but an obligatory like 10 or 15 minute section, which just the main character running around hiding behind corners or tables.
Yeah, and when you know she's not gonna die.
Yeah, like those scenes go on forever, and they're meant to bring out suspense, but I just keep waiting for it to be over. And
Yeah, because you know they're gonna live, so you're like, end the fucking movie.
yeah, it's not scary to me.
No.
Them run around for mad long. I swear, it was hard for me to think of just one because I really feel it's in almost all.
It's fundamental. It's a fundamental part of horror movies.
Yeah, and I wish there was a way around it. Like, make it fine. I believe there is. Just make it like.
But the thing is, it works in The Shining.
Mhm. I know the Shining is immaculate.
But I guess the way he got around it was making like dudes in costumes fucking and stuff.
Yeah, they actually. Yeah, that I wouldn't count that scene in The Shining. The,
It happens in a maze. It's one of the most
Yeah.
famous scenes.
no, the main scene I would count, not the scene where Shelley Duvall's running around and.
No, but the thing is that scene it transitions into that. It transitions from her a cat and mouse thing into.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
So
kind
I
of.
guess that's how he made it interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, I also feel Jack Nicholson might have been a good enough actor. Maybe it can work sometimes if everybody's good
What
enough.
if you have one of the most talented directors of all time
Yeah,
doing it?
yeah, and you can't see it a million times. Like
No.
every horror movie does it.
Oh, I so
I feel the one like the mass killer type movies do it the most, where every Halloween, Jason or Chucky ends with the main character hiding from the bad guy before they finally meet. It's like, just have them meet. I don't need to see
yeah.
10 minutes of them running around.
Yeah.
Um,
What would you say the biggest offender is?
the biggest offender, I actually put a movie that I love, but I put 28 Weeks Later because every section of that movie is dope, but the last 20 minutes ends with a hide and seek type sequence where the mom zombie is just running around and the kids are hiding. And unfortunately, that movie's excellent, but its worst scene is its last 20 minutes of the whole movie, and it's just
Would you say the same thing about Sunshine, which goes from a science fiction movie to a cat and mouse horror?
Oh no, absolutely not, because those scenes were amazing.
Yeah, they were. I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's the same scene.
Nah, because he jumps from a space. There's an amazing shot of him jumping spacecrafts, and the blurry
I'm
nature.
just saying, it's the same scene. It's the same idea.
But he's not hiding from him in Sunshine.
The chick is.
I don't really.
I specifically remember.
I think it's like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Though.
it's a 2 minute sequence. It's not 10 or 15.
Yeah, I think that movie, in the scheme of things, that movie's got off safely. I would say. I've seen a lot worse than that. Like Jurassic Park, there's a long kids hiding scene too, but at least the dinosaurs are interesting in that. There's, like I said, there's ways around it, but it does not help. An average horror movie, it can really just kill the mood. It can really just slow things down.
My number 9 really doesn't have anything to do. It's kind of a cheat. It's a cheating one.
Yeah.
But people who say it has I just have to say this. That's my number 9. People who say Psycho is the scariest movie ever made. That's what I hate horror movie. I almost want to disregard the genre because of that.
Honestly, I've never heard someone.
I read it all the time.
But I have heard like dumb shit like that, like The Birds,
Jaws,
or some Vincent Price movie,
yeah,
like The Old House on Haunted Hill.
yeah. No,
or oh god,
I
I
guess
don't know if it's possible, but is anyone scared of those 30s like Frankenstein movies?
no. I guess that's my number 9 is people who fucking say mad not scary movies are scary because they're fucking mad stupid. Psycho.
Yes, it's. Would you
I was
count
reading
that?
today, someone was like haunting.
That's. I've never thought of that as a scary movie.
No, not at all.
It's. That's bad. Like, would you count that as like people that rave about like Paranormal Activity being scary?
Well,
Is that-
we'll get to that. Paranormal activity comes up many times on this list.
Oh shit! Well, my number 8 is Girl with Black Hair. So
Oh, okay.
I put The Grudge because that's the most famous case. But I will say there was a time when I refused to watch Japanese horror movies because I swear, no matter how varied the plot, it came down to a girl with
There
black
was, yeah, there was. It's not. There's no such thing as like horror, like a Japanese horror genre. It's like chicks with black hair genre.
hair. Yeah, no matter if it's sci-fi, if it's post-apocalyptic, if it's computers running haywire like Pulse, it's gonna be a girl with black hair.
Yeah.
Even Silent Hill, to a degree, becomes based on a girl with black hair, but that annoys me. In a movie
Well,
that creative.
The thing is like it's popular in Japan for a reason, and that's because it's like ingrained into their culture,
Oh god.
like a fear of the spirit, like fear of ghosts and fear of spirits. But like when I watch that, I don't have that, so I'm like, it's a fucking chick with hair.
Yeah, it's not scary. And
What sound is like meh.
yeah. Have you seen Dark Water with Jennifer Connelly? The Japanese, it's a remake of a Japanese movie.
No.
Well, black hair.
Yeah, I can. If I sniff out the black hair, I'm like, no. If I get a whiff of that, I'm like, not watching it.
Well, that movie goes so far as to not even have it on a girl, but it comes out of like the sink and the walls and shit. Like just black hair.
Oh, maybe I have seen that where it's like water.
Yeah,
I have seen that movie.
I've only seen parts. But I
Oh,
was
I've
like,
seen that movie. I think I watched that with you. Because I remember, I think we were both pissed that there was a movie about.
yeah, that might have been when we looked it up. Actually,
When we were like, why are there chicks with black hair in every fucking remake of a movie?
yeah, 'cause it couldn't be, and it always with Japanese relations somehow.
Yeah, like a remake or based on or by a Japanese director or something.
Yeah, and that is a weird one, but it's a weird thing to be scared of. I don't know. It definitely gets old. What did you put first to find it?
No, The Ring.
Oh, The Ring. The thing is, the reason I couldn't is just because that movie is actually okay, I think.
No, bad movie.
Only because of the movie idea. I like the idea of a haunted movie with.
I sat through the first and second just because Naomi Watts is so fucking hot.
Yeah, she's really good in it too.
Hmm.
The second one blows. With Naomi Watts too. She couldn't even save the second one. The first one is way too long. So
I'll just
I'm
jump.
not a huge Ring fan. I think it's okay.
I'll just jump to my number 8,
Yeah.
which is the reflection scare,
Reflection scare.
where like someone looks in a mirror and it's like boom, and there's
Oh.
like someone in it.
Yeah, that can be annoying but short, I guess.
But it's in every movie.
Yeah, and I've seen like Repulsion's scariest moment is that, but that is a rare example of a good one. But I could see you getting fed up with that. Kind of like the black cat jumping out of the shadows, which actually really does happen in a lot of movies. It's surprising. Yeah, the reflection in the mirror, that's pretty weak.
No,
like, not your choice, but that's pretty weak.
no. But the thing is like it can be done well. It's just it's done in every movie. Like I'm fucking like every time someone's looking in a mirror in a horror movie, like oh she's gonna see, or like when she opens up the mirror and then she
Yeah,
closes it and there's like a fucking scare in the back. Oh,
that's the end of that was the bad. Actually, that's funny because I think what you're saying, I think is actually the best part of the new Freddy movie was at the very last shot of the movie is kind of one of those shots where Freddy jumps out of a mirror. So, I'm pretty sure he jumps out of a mirror. I actually that was the best part of the movie, but it says more about that. It's poor quality. You know?
I really couldn't pick a movie for that
I would
because it's
expect
in
it
every.
not to include the turning around when someone taps their shoulder and they turn around. They're like, but it's really like their boyfriend or something.
Oh, I'll get to that.
Alright.
It's another one because that's my number one. Or not, that's not my number one, but it's one of my top. I can't watch horror movies anymore because of it.
Alright. So this one is less than that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm chilled because it can be done well. Like I get tired of it, but and it's like it's such a stupid element of it, but I'm like whatever.
Yeah. Nah, I hear you. Oh, so what movies you got to
What
review?
was your number 8? Oh, your number 8 was Black Hair.
Yeah.
My Dread 3D, The Master, Looper, How to Die in Oregon, Great Directors, Mansom, and Snowtown Murders.
Oh well, I meant. All right. Do you want to just start with some?
Uh, Dread 3D, we both saw.
Yeah, Dread 3D. I thought it was a really good movie.
It's like the best movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's a dope ass like action.
It's like a 80s B movie,
Yeah,
but done like perfectly.
done very well. Yeah, done
It
good.
it
As good hero. A lot of gory, well filmed action.
it's mad gore. I compared it to Fortress.
Yeah,
We talked about what else would we compare it to? It's like Fortress.
The Raid is the most similar. I
I
think.
know. I fucking have to see that movie.
Yeah, the Raid is pretty dope, and Die Hard to a lesser degree. I thought it was like
Kinda.
just stuck in one building. They gotta go up floor by
It
floor.
it's based on the comic book, not the Sylvester Stallone movie, which I don't know why it didn't do better.
Yeah, I think it's just they released a lot of movies in one weekend.
Because I heard, what did I read? I think it had to make 50 million to get it to warrant a sequel, and
Yeah,
it's not even going to do that.
yeah, it's not good.
If we were to make a list of best movies this year, that might be it's top 3. Dude, I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, it would be on my top 10 definitely, but it might be my top 5. I don't
Like
know.
I love, like literally, I loved every minute of it. It was just a straight up balls to the wall action movie.
Yeah, no, I could have used a little more. I thought there might be a little more sci-fi in it, but it didn't really. Once I realized it was just straight up action movie, I didn't mind.
Yeah.
Cool.
Um,
I
the
gave
Ma-
it a plus.
B
But,
plus, gave it an A. Fucking love that movie.
yeah,
Uh, we both saw The Master.
yeah, The Master. Yeah, I that's a movie I'd say I liked, but I don't know why. It's kind of
I've seen it twice so far. I don't want to get too much into it, but I really, really like it. I think it's the, I think it's the best movie this so far. I think it's the movie that will stand the test of time the most. I'm not including like the Avengers
yeah.
and the other
Uh,
like the big blockbuster movies.
yeah. I absolutely disagree with you about the test of time because it's not even famous now. I would say it's never going to be famous.
No, I think people are gonna look back and really appreciate it later. Like people are kind of doing with There Will Be Blood.
Yeah.
There Will
All
Be Blood
right.
was on most people's top 10 movies of the decades list. Most
Yeah,
critics.
It was pretty raved about back then, even.
Yeah, The Master's raved about now too.
Yeah.
In certain circles, I'm not going to go on a forum board and hear people like you know, Robert Downey Jr. fan 2007 talking about how awesome The Master is. I'm saying
Nah,
it's a movie for people who love movies.
but it does. Sometimes The Master is a movie that makes me wonder if I'm being fooled. If that makes me any sense. Like when I like that movie, and people, if
You're
someone were to
not.
accuse me
You're
of
not
being,
being. You're not being pompous. You're not looking for more than there is. It's all there. It's
I
just you have
do.
to find it.
This is a close. This is the closest call I've ever seen. Because I don't like it when movies are described as pompous and pretentious. But this is the first time I've been borderline wondering: is have I been had?
No. First of all, just on the acting and cinematography alone, it's the best movie of the year. It has the best cinematography out of any movie I've seen in 5 years.
agree, but typically that's not something I forgive a movie for. It definitely
I'm not.
helps.
No, I'm not. I'm saying I'm not forgiving it. I'm just saying if you just threw that out there,
Yeah, because bad acting would have totally derailed the movie.
Joaquin Phoenix puts probably the best performance. I don't want to say ever, but
Yeah, it's definitely a top top performance because it's a rare type of character, and it's definitely the whole
it's
movie.
totally 100%. You can't penetrate like what he's thinking, what he's doing, and why.
Yeah, his every move, you're just like, what the hell? Like, who is this guy? Well, I would. Did you think the point of the movie was?
I don't want to say. I don't know if anyone's. I I think the point of the movie.
I would call it a spoiler-proof movie in a lot of ways. Like, what? Honestly, what would you spoil for someone? Like,
I don't know. I haven't come down with a solid conclusion of thematically what the movie means,
yeah.
but I think it's supposed to be less.
Like, I guess why is this so highly repped and Southland Tales trashed? That diff-
Southland Tales is way more abstract than this.
I disagree.
Well,
Southland Tales made more sense to me. Not that it ever has truly made sense completely, but I kind of knew what they were trying to do.
um,
And Southland Tales, at least, absolutely embraces its fantastical side. Like, it's a weird movie through and through. I'm just curious why it's an F versus an A.
I would say that this movie is about, and I don't. I could clarify it more probably after I see it two or three more times, but it's more about specifically these people and their like two different human beings need for each other in different ways.
Yeah.
Its plot is completely irrelevant. It doesn't have a plot. That's why Ebert. I think that's why Ebert hated it.
Yeah, and like, I think the thing is, I do think it has a plot. Just because how could it not? Like, how?
Some movies don't have plots.
But not usually outside of genre movies. Like action and horror movies can be pretty plotless, but for a serious 2.5 hour drama focused on two people talking, the idea of it not having a plot is pretty. It's definitely an abstract plot. I guess part I did like The Master when I saw it, but then when I got to thinking of his other works, it's my least favorite of his movies.
No.
Because, yeah, it's definitely my least favorite. Uh,
Punch
and
Drunk Love.
yeah, I did. I saw that again a couple days ago, actually. Because of The Master, I wanted to go back to the one I'd seen the least. And that was actually a really well made movie for what it was. Like, directing wise, it was excellently done.
Obviously, yeah.
And I actually thought, watching it again, not thinking it was a comedy, I actually thought it was really funny. Adam Sandler is subtly pretty funny in that with his outbursts.
Mm.
It's a simple movie,
Yeah, it's a
but
it's a well-made Adam Sandler comedy.
and it comes down to emotion. I still had some emotion in that movie. Like I like the two main characters,
Oh, the
and I
master's completely emotionless.
yeah, that's and Paul Thomas Anderson. There Will Be Blood doesn't have emotion either, but that's got a really I could get into the dark character of Daniel Day Lewis. I could get into how he was like turning into a sick guy.
No, but I just think this is a Kubrick movie. And I think with Kubrick movies, not that this really is one, you gotta kind of let it brew. You know what I mean?
Well, how would you compare this then?
Because I've tried not to like Kubrick movies, but you can't. Like you'll come back to it in 5 years and be like, oh, this is awesome.
Well, Kubrick movies have intrinsically more fascinating stuff on screen. Like I don't know, Eyes Wide Shut has orgies. 2001 has space. Full Metal Jacket has war. This was definitely a stripped down one-on-one. Like, how would you compare? Like, isn't this the same genre as 2001 and Enter the Void? In a lot of ways.
Yes,
Well, for me,
and Tree of Life.
yeah, and that's really one of my favorite genres. But The Master almost wasn't weird enough to be one of those, but too weird to really work as a drama.
As a narrative, as a
Yeah,
traditional narrative.
but again, not that I disliked it. I don't know how I feel about it.
I think you should watch it again a few times. You're probably right. I
I, I feel the most manipulated.
I was I
like,
was
like just because I'm told it's good, I wonder if it was. I wonder how I would have felt about that, seeing it with
in a
no.
vacuum.
Yeah,
I would have. I know for a fact I would have liked it. I think. I think I actually like it a little less because it. I've read a lot of the reviews, and a lot of the reviews come up kind of empty-handed on why they like it, and I know specifically why I like it.
why? Just the acting and the cinematography.
And I like stories that I like non-traditional, non-narrative stories.
Yeah, so do I. Those are usually my favorite ones. But
And I love it when there is no payoff. You know what I mean? That's why I like No Country for Old Men.
no payoff is not an optimal route though.
No, no, not at all, but when it's done well.
So you like the Master more than Enter the Void?
I've seen The Void
Oh.
I think once, maybe twice, and I don't think I'll ever go back to it.
That really doesn't have more images and scenes that stick out.
No,
And
no,
it was more creative directorially.
I don't know.
I've seen Enter the Void like 7, 8 times. And
No, I can never watch it like that. No, I love that movie, but it's kind of a one and done thing with me. Not because it's bad, but it's just how many times can I get that movie the first time.
hmm.
There's no It's a visceral experience. There's not more stuff to delve into dramatically, you know what I mean? And like I'll go back and just to watch Phoenix and Hoffman again, you know what I mean?
Yeah, their acting was. It was definitely by far the best part of the movie. That's the only reason I pretty much liked it, and it's a huge. That is the movie that I'm talking. I just wish, I guess, in the end, it had a little more of the emotion of Tree of Life or Enter the Void, or a little bit more of the trippy side of both of those.
Like it needed a little dash of Spielberg.
Yeah, that or a little dash of what Tree of Life and Enter the Void had, which is just a little bit. If you're really gonna go outside the box and just
And
strip
I love
that
another
box,
thing is I love
always went outside the box when he was doing Clockwork Orange. Damn, that was outside the box. He went balls out there.
Yeah, like his scenes of like in Roman times with him as whipping Jesus.
Yeah,
Like no
and
one else would do that.
just the way he looks, the way they dress. They go to a milk bar.
Yeah,
Crazy, like it's
with
just insane.
with drugs in it. No, but another thing I was gonna say is I love Paul Thomas Anderson's cold openings, where he just has it's like a silent movie with just music for like the first 20 minutes.
Oh, that's cool. They didn't really. Oh, with images.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he did that in There Will Be Blood and this movie, and it's
Yeah.
like that's like porno to me.
It's a cool idea. It's a specific brand of movie that does that, and there's like two Andersons because he does that for those two movies, but for Magnolia and Boogie Nights, he does the
Boogie Nights is
opposite.
his best movie.
I could see why you'd say that. I think
It's without a shred of that's not even there's no competition.
Nah, Magnolia definitely is.
Oh, fuck off.
There's similar movies actually in the way they're made, but Boogie Nights.
No, but
I can live with that being.
There Will Be Blood and uh
So you agree, Master's not his best movie?
no.
Oh,
I think it's a movie that people are going to come back to over and over again. I think when they're talking about masterpieces, though, I really do.
because when you say Boogie Nights, is that helped a little by the fact you like Mark Wahlberg's character, like the characters in the movie?
It's not it's not helped. It's the reason I like that movie.
Yeah, I can totally identify with some of
No,
that.
but the thing is what makes Master so different is it's a different he. I'm not saying he invented a new type of movie, but it's so fresh and new and different and weird and it's so untraditional. And that doesn't. I'm not necessarily saying that makes it good like by default, but it's just so interesting to me.
Yeah,
Like I wouldn't go out and be like, oh, everyone should go see this because everyone should not go. It's a very particular brand of people that I would recommend it to, but
yeah, definitely.
because like I can't explain why some of those widescreen shots are like works of art. You know what I mean? Like I can't explain that to a lot of people. Like people who love stuff like I do can recognize that, and people like his non-dialogue openings. Like I don't think people understand how good they are. There Will Be Blood too, where it told a whole story. It tells stories with no dialogue and just images. And the soundtracks of both of those movies are the best soundtracks made in the past. You know,
Yeah, the side. Yeah, I don't know. Dude.
and they're like inventing a new soundtrack way of making music too for movies.
Yeah, Johnny Greenwood,
Yeah,
Radiohead.
yeah. And I know you're conflicted because you agree with me.
No, I like the music in it and the scene, but I do think when you say Silent Passages, I can't help but think Tree of Life was better. The 20-minute, 25-minute sequence.
They probably are better.
That to me looks like art. Tree of Life strikes me more than anything like art.
Tree of Life's
The master
silent sequence is like the best sequence ever made, but in like a movie I don't like.
And even the way they film the children in that and the family,
Oh.
that strikes me as art.
It
Oh.
is.
Where the
No,
master strikes me as a play, not art. Even if it's gorgeously shot, it doesn't feel like art.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but and like I said, it just comes down to seeing movies in a different way. Like I know what makes like even when they were doing the portrait scenes where they were showing portraits when he was taking pictures of people in The Master.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite scenes, actually.
Yeah, I'm saying that photography is just so gorgeous. And
It was well lit.
no, but that's what I'm saying is like I feel like it's easier to make a waterfall with looks beautiful. It's easier than making Like the reason, and you remember that. Like who remembers that? It's because it's that good.
This
You know what I
is-
mean?
Yeah, and it does. I remember in the Master really call upon the time period. Like I definitely there's something about that scene mad realistic the way it was filmed and
And no, and him making all his little weird drinks.
yeah. No, he was. I mean, I like the Master. It's definitely not one I'm gonna watch 10 times. And
See, that's the thing. I'm the exact opposite. I can't wait till I'm gonna buy it and watch it like a million times.
no, that's
Yeah.
not even possible.
Yeah.
There's no way. That really is not. You're saying you could not watch Enter the Void again, but you can watch The Master 10 times.
I know. No.
Wow, there's so much to ponder in all of it. Wow, man, that does surprise me. But
I'm not even. I don't know. Uh, let's move on, I guess.
all right. Well, I give it a B for now, and that could change with could go higher or lower on future viewings. But what did you give it?
I gave it an A minus.
And we both say
I'll probably end up giving. I'll probably end up saying it's my favorite movie of the year.
and
don't know.
we both agree we would not tell many people to go seek it out.
I have told no one to see it.
Yeah.
I put on Facebook that
This is for a very specific
yeah
audience.
that people it was my favorite movie I'd seen so far, but go in knowing certain things that it's not a typical narrative movie that you're gonna see the best acting you've ever seen, but in a story that's kind of so closed in.
You don't feel my comparing it to a play is very good.
Oh, very much so.
I say, oh, all right, yeah, that's what I would tell people is
Yeah.
prepare to see a lot of talking, like
Looper.
yeah, Looper. Now that movie I could watch a lot. That movie I thought was excellent.
Oh, movie
And I-
so
that-
good.
Oh, that was number one on my to see movies.
Yeah, you were right, man. I thought it was gonna be mad fucking lame.
Oh yeah, but it had a lot of style and was really cool for.
Oh, it was beautifully shot.
very entertaining. The
It
whole
was
movie.
beautifully shot. The story was totally dope.
I like
It was-
the matter of fact way they handled the future.
Yeah,
It just was where they lived.
it was.
Matter of facts.
It was a future that was lived in, which no fucking movies do anymore.
Nah, not like that. Not where they just live there.
Yeah, like
You'll figure-
you feel like they've been chilling there forever.
Mm.
Jeff Daniels was fucking awesome.
Yeah, Daniels was mad funny, and they all were. I really liked Gordon Levitt, and actually, he's an excellent actor.
I mean, he's
My opinion couldn't have changed more from Third Rock. I never would have thought that kid would be anything.
what turned into the what? Not that he's the best actor, but he's in the best movies
For a young actor too, he's up there. He
for being
might-
in the best movies.
yeah, if you consider him like a teen actor,
No, but he's not.
oh, you wouldn't.
No,
Well, what is he like? Almost 30 or something?
I think he's like 34 or something like that.
Well, he's like the Hayden Christensen like generation, like of fresh face. He strikes me as one of the youngest, one of the
I
most.
think he's like Fassbender's age.
Really?
Yeah, Fassbender's mad young. He's like 3 years older than you. I think he's like 36.
What is, Gordon Levitt just doesn't age or something.
I think he's just boyish, you know.
Yeah. But
Hold on.
He's been in what 3 movies in like the last 2 months?
He was in 2 really good. He was in Premium Rush and I think he was in Premium Rush and Looper, and they opened I think a week apart.
Yeah, and Dark Knight Rises came out 2 months before that.
Yeah, Fassbender's 35, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, he's mad young, man.
How old's Gordon Levitt? Like you asked.
Gordon Levitt. Let me look.
Let me run to the bathroom. How old was he?
32.
Oh, well, yeah. He's one of the top. Yeah, I thought Willis was really good too.
I
But
thought Willis was the weakest person in that movie. Not that he was bad, but that just like he was the least interesting. He was Bruce Willis.
Nah, I do think Bruce Willis is a really good actor, actually, and I think he's a really likable actor, which is probably why he's been famous. So.
Yeah, no, but like again,
The scene where they sit at the table together, I thought was excellent Willis acting. When just the way he's talking to his younger self, like he's like disappointed in him, like he's like a punk kid, but he's talking to himself.
oh, he's Bruce Willis. I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just saying it was the least compelling.
Possibly, he was also, dare I say, the least written in that
Exactly.
movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that he was bad. It's just his character. It would almost be too complicated to make him like a different character than Bruce Willis.
Yeah, had the movie had another half hour, that would have been a really awesome angle.
I think the director's cut's gonna be fucking really good.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson, he's definitely a director that's got some capabilities. What would this movie cost? Like 35?
Yeah, it was so cheap. That dude, the fucking scene where it shows him like growing up in Shanghai, like living
Yeah,
the rest of it is fucking so good. One of the best scenes of the year.
yeah, that was my favorite scene. The 30 years flash.
Yeah, Flash.
How
It
he
was so slick and so good and so like cyberpunky looking.
Yeah, and dope music was on it. Was doing it.
Oh, and the whole psionic shit with the little and they did a little kid scary well,
Yeah, that's
which is
great.
impossible, but nobody does it right. And
Yeah,
has ruined countless movies for me.
I've never seen a movie with the scary kid not hinge 100% on that.
Yeah.
This was just a part of the plot.
It was the third act.
Yeah, but even then, I felt like it was a bit better than most scary kid movies, and just the way it was handled.
Oh shit. You know what you know what oh never mind. I was gonna say uh
Uh, I got a question for you though.
I
What
was
were
just saying Ryan Johnson's a big fan of Cowboy Bebop, I guess.
oh well that's I like Ryan. I'm not
I'm a
saying
huge fan of Cowboy Bebop as well, that's all.
yeah I knew you were yeah the way you said that I'm not against Cowboy Bebop.
No.
Right? Oh, that's cool. You know what? Now that you said that, I almost swear. Maybe only in the edges of Looper, I feel like a hint of like Japanese anime.
I wouldn't say a hint. I say it is a Japanese anime almost.
Oh, really? The
Yeah.
only reason I said a hint is because the farmhouse is kind of not really Japanese anime, but
No, it's
city scenes.
it's mo it's almost as much as The Matrix is.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
in my opinion.
I didn't even know the Matrix was influenced.
Fucking kill yourself. That's not true.
Now that you say that, I think of the Animatrix, and I see
They
the.
took Ghost in a Shell to Joel Silver, and we're like, we're gonna make this, and we'll fucking move. We're gonna make this into like an American movie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
douche.
great. Oh shit. Oh, that's cool. I knew the Wachowskis were fans.
I can't believe you didn't know that.
Nah.
A lot of I've read that people think The Matrix was a big reason that Americans got into. There was a resurgence of interest in anime.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, I never really made the connection. That's,
I think I would be very surprised if Ryan Johnson's wasn't heavily influenced by Akira.
for this movie,
Yeah, for Looper.
the Brick and Brothers Bloom didn't really.
No. I'm saying Looper specifically.
Yeah.
I know he's a fan of Akira. Like I just know that in my heart. He's gotta be.
Yeah, I
Dude,
would
in
say.
that one line where he's like, I'm from the future, go to Shanghai. He's like, the fucking.
Yeah, that was funny.
Are you gonna get
So
it on Blu-ray?
yeah,
Yeah, me too.
that was one
I
of my
don't
favorites.
buy movies at. Who? Who?
Neither do I. Only buy the best of the best. But how would you compare that to the Master? Out of curiosity.
Um, I don't know. I that's a good question. How to do that? Would
Well,
I? No.
could you not watch Looper more times? I guess this is all.
Yeah, I could. Yeah. I
Well,
probably will, I probably will, Looper will be above The Master probably in movies I like this year.
oh yeah, because I gave it an A. I was gonna say I loved it.
Oh, it's a perfect movie.
Oh, yeah, I gave it to and I'll say Emily Blunt was good in it too.
It could have been horrible. When I saw her on the screen, I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, I was a little worried, but actually, nah, it worked pretty well. She didn't have to.
Dude, this has been a good year for movies.
Yes, particularly this fall.
There's like yeah, this fall like there's a whole bunch of movies that I know are dope that I just haven't seen.
Yeah, and they're coming out, and that's part of the problem. Like Seven Psychopaths got crushed at the box office on a weekend that was up. It's one of the highest weekends in years, and it's because
There's dope movies out right now.
yeah, Sinister, Argo, and Taken 2 all made like $20 million. Well, there's not room for Seven
There's just
Psychopaths.
so many dates to go on and so many, there's people just have so many, $10 to throw it on movies.
Yeah, including I'd like to see them, but when 4 or 5 good movies are released in one weekend.
And Skyfall's coming out in a couple weeks, a few weeks. The Hobbit's coming out after that. Then there's on the same day there's Les Mis and Django Unchained
Eh,
the same day.
which why and then why will there be months where nothing comes out?
I don't know.
It's so ignorant.
Wait, there's another movie in there that's awesome.
Killing Me Softly was delayed.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Killing Me Softly.
Yeah, that was supposed to come out this weekend, but now it was pushed back a couple weeks.
Which is weird. They must be just
Yeah.
mad scared of like they don't know. The thing is, I just don't think they know how to release that movie without it bombing. It's gonna bomb, I think, because it's getting closer and closer to blockbusters.
Oh, dude, I used to think that, but yo, Brad Pitt does draw people. Because Curious Case of Benjamin Button made more than 100 million.
I think
Which
it made 150, something like that. And it cost 100.
I'm willing to wager with a different actor that would have made like $5 million.
Oh yeah,
That's, I think, and Inglourious Bastards, I believe, was Tarantino's biggest hit.
yeah.
I see why. Brad Pitt is an actor you can safely say he probably picked a good movie. That's he's
Especially in
actually,
the past 5 years, he's been.
I would say throughout his career, because I've never, even from the beginning, when he was known as a pretty boy, I'd see him in movies like California and Seven. Like he's a pretty good actor.
I mean, it helps when like the best director of like the decade like latches onto you. Is just like
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure Leo could say something about that.
well, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so we both gave that name.
And oh, my last movie for Until You Go is How to Die in Oregon,
Oh yeah.
which was an HBO. It won the 2011 jury prize at for the documentaries, and it's on HBO, and it just follows people who
Brand.
yeah, and it just follows people who, because it's illegal to kill yourself. It's legal to kill yourself in Oregon. With assisted suicide, and it just follows a bunch of people who are like, I'm gonna fucking kill myself because they have cancer, terminal cancer.
All of them.
Yeah, you can't get permission to do it. You can't get prescribed deadly medicine unless you're terminally. You have to have at least 6 months to live or less, and that's it.
Oh, because I know Kevorkian's patients suffer from a variety of diseases. besides cancer?
It's not just no, it's not just cancer. You have to be terminally ill.
Oh, okay, okay.
But it's a fuck. It is a movie that will ruin your weekend. Like it is so dark, so depressing, so in your face, and it's such an open and shut case too. Like it just slams the book shut.
um, that euthanasia should be legal.
Yeah, it's just like it should be legal. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. And they really, my only complaint with the movie, it's a perfect movie other than it doesn't even but the thing is that it wouldn't fit in the movie is they don't have naysayers because I just don't I think the naysayers it would almost be an annoyance because it's so it's so like shut. It just like tosses shit in the face that anyone would say otherwise.
It would have been funny to put them in there just to see. I haven't seen it, but just to have them contrast.
Because in the trailer they cut in naysayers, but I don't remember. Maybe it's in the movie, but I was so focused on other parts of it that I didn't even notice. I don't know, but
but it's like on emotional. You would compare it to that Werner Herzog one. That's pretty new.
I think that movie's better, but I think this
what's that called again?
Into the Abyss.
Yeah, To the Abyss.
I don't know. I think Into the Abyss is one of the darkest movies like ever made.
But this is close in darkness. I agree with your comments.
I don't think I don't think it is because I think this is more of it's I don't want to say it's upbeat, but the people in it are good people who just have cancer. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
But there's something about Into the Abyss that explains everything wrong with human beings.
Yeah,
I mean, like just people who have no futures. Like why murder happens almost because these are people with no futures.
Yeah.
Just no family. Like and like the families they do have are in jail. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Victor Moore killer.
Yeah, it's a nauseating movie.
But
how to die in Oregon? Like the people in it are good people. They're just terminally ill and they want to be able to kill themselves. That's all it is. They want to die with dignity. That's all.
How does it compare to the other HBO Pacino Kevorkian? It sounds so similar to me. I can't help it.
It's the same subject. I haven't seen Kevorkian, so I wouldn't know.
All right, but
it's similar to The Bridge. Have you ever seen that movie?
No.
I think I don't know. I don't think it's on Netflix. It's where a bunch of cameramen. You know, not go. Is it the Golden Gate Bridge? That's in San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the most suicides in the entire world happen there.
Oh yeah, I think you were talking to me about that.
Yeah, a lot. It's not even like I think it's like 1,500 people have died there, and the next closest is like 80.
Damn.
Yeah, like it's not like more. And someone went there with a crew and just filmed for like a year, and they just showed people jumping off, and like then they went and talked about their lives. But that's a crazy move. Was it Tony Scott who jumped off that bridge?
I know. I was just about to say, was that the bridge he jumped off of?
I think it might have been. I don't want to say for sure, but
yeah, I don't think it was the Golden Gate Bridge, but maybe that's not the one.
I think it was. That's the thing. I kind of remember that. I don't know.
It was definitely in California. So you would give that movie an A though?
He jumped off the Vincent Thomas Bridge.
A low cross bridge.
I guess they no, I would give it a B. It's not perfect, but I don't know. I'm undecided on it. I don't know what I'd give it. It's so powerful, but it kind of has to be, you know.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that's better when it's over.
Yeah. Exactly. Like it's boring because it's a horrible thing to say.
Yeah, but I know what you mean.
But it's not. It's really good in the beginning and really good at the end, but the middle kind of lags because it's the same conversations almost over and over.
Yeah.
Because it's like what are they gonna say? No, I don't want to. You know, I want because a good thing they said is they went to Washington where it was illegal. and one of the biggest protesters, uh, her husband on his deathbed was like, "You have to make this legal so I can kill myself because so other people can do this," because he was in so much pain. Like tumors were making it so he couldn't close his eyes.
Holy shit!
Yeah, like he was fucking miserable.
Wow. Yeah.
No, and I guess the craziest thing about the movie is when right before someone kills themselves, they're like cracking jokes and shit. It's not this like big emotional moment you'd think it would be. It kind of is, but there's like so much comedy involved and like people are so chill with it.
yeah.
I remember I remember what's his name? Chuck Palahniuk, is that his name?
Yeah.
Wrote an article about because he lives in Oregon, or at least did at the time, and wrote an article about how a chick called him up and made him go to a party where someone was going to be killing themselves.
Holy shit! And he just went and watched
I
it.
guess, yeah, I guess. Because it was about how he was planning on doing it when he was older.
Really?
Wasn't how to prepare for it, yeah.
That's fucking crazy. I could see why, if you were gonna kill yourself, I could sort of see why you'd want to go out at like a party or something.
No. I don't get that, but
Well, I mean, it's gonna be your last moments if you have everybody.
maybe you, but not the people around it.
Yeah, it's darker for them. Definitely. Oh, well, that sounds like a pretty good doc, though. And, maybe we'll see it at the Oscars. I don't know.
I don't know. It's TV. It never went to the theaters, so
Oh yeah.
it qualifies.
Yeah. I like that. Means,
I mean, it won Sundance, so it's got to count for something.
yeah, no. It sounds
Ai Weiwei's movie just won. It won Sundance, I guess.
Who's Ai Weiwei?
That Chinese, the Chinese protester, Ai Weiwei, Never Sorry.
Oh yeah, I think you were telling me about that. He's not the house arrest guy though.
Shuangguan Chi or whatever. No.
Yeah, oh, okay. Let's see that. Did you have any other ones?
I have three more. You want me to do them now?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah. I saw Mansum. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's a cute movie. I recommend it. It's just about it's by the guy who did Super Size Me. Actually, I think it's his best movie.
What's his name? Sputnik or something?
Yeah, yeah. It's just about it's really good just because he interviews a lot of comedians. It's a funny movie. It's easy to watch. It's just about like guys' modern grooming, like how beards are kind of making a comeback, and yeah, that's really all it is. It's like comedians talking about being men.
Oh yeah, that could be. Is like Adam Carolla in it?
I think Adam Carolla's in it. Galifianakis is. The two dudes from Arrested Development. What's that guy's name?
Bateman.
Yeah, Bateman's in it. They're like mad. They're all pretty funny. So far, it's cool.
So what would you give that?
B.
Oh yeah, comedic documentaries can be pretty good.
And it's mad short. It's like an hour and like 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, that sounds interesting.
Like if you want to burn an hour, watch something mad easy to watch. And
better than reality.
the last one is something you've seen, Snowtown Murders.
Oh yeah, Snowtown Murders. Yeah, I saw that a while ago. I didn't really like it.
I liked it a lot.
Really?
Yeah. I thought it was really, really good.
I thought it was really boring. I gotta admit, that was.
It's I don't know. I didn't see that. I was pretty fascinated by the whole thing. So I guess the problem that a lot of people had, and I think you probably agree, was it wasn't as clear as it could have been about what was going on.
Nah, not at all. Like this was
Like the only reason I knew is because I went and I kind of cheated and read the first paragraph of the plot after I'd watched the first half because I didn't know what was going on. And then once I figured out that he'd kind of not been hired there, but that the mom had gone and found him because she knew that that guy was against gay, or that hated gays, and or no, hated pedophiles, excuse me, and kind of hired him to help out his kids.
Huh. I'm a little lost in that, but I thought I remember reading the basis. They kill what, like 11 people and put them in dumpsters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I didn't understand why the real life case was so much more clear cut and better, more interesting than the movie.
Yeah, no. If you know this, if you know the story about, if you know the actual case beforehand, it makes the movie really interesting. Which is not fair to the movie, or which is not fair to the audience, but
I think I read the case too beforehand, and still I was more upset because I was like, how can this movie not portray the events right? Like,
and
how
it,
was I didn't find the characters interesting. I just thought it was a gross, not gross in the right way. It was just a dirty environment I didn't even want to be in. It was
yeah,
like,
I like that about it. It's like a grimy environment.
yeah, but I just thought they were a bunch of idiots. I didn't even think it was profound at all. I I don't know. Maybe my I will admit it was a like I had to pause that movie, restart it, take breaks because it was so arduous to get through.
Really?
Yeah, I did not. Like, I was also told it was a shocking, like,
Yeah,
disturb.
dude, you gotta stop that.
But I'm just saying, if I didn't hear that, I would have never watched it. But I remember being incredibly disappointed. Well, what is
Uh,
there? One death in the movie?
I see. I didn't go in. I didn't. I knew nothing about it.
You just said you read some of that halfway. I guess you read
Yeah.
some.
No, but I'm saying I went and literally I clicked on it, like it was totally random, and then I saw that it was a true story, and I didn't know what was going on, so I was like, "Is this a famous thing or something?" So I looked it up, and then I started to really like it.
I guess even when it was over, I still don't really know what happened.
Yeah, you might want to watch it again. I think you'll like it. I do.
And to be fair, a movie that's raved about, Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, I don't like that movie either. I think it's kind of boring.
Which
I'm
one?
not a huge serial killer guy. I don't even really love Silence of the Lambs, to be honest. Anthony Hopkins, not the most interesting person to me.
It's a good movie.
The Snowtown Murders is even worse. I had no respect for the main killer. Not saying I should. But I wasn't afraid of him. I wasn't.
See, but this is what I've been trying to explain to you from fucking like 5 years. Is that's what killers are like.
Yeah, I guess.
They're not Mickey, dude.
Yeah,
I've been trying to tell you this forever.
that's
They're
not.
fucking weird, perverted psychos.
But that's the thing. He wasn't even like weird enough for me.
See that the one thing I found interesting in the movie though is I think
Weren't there mad scenes of them eating?
yeah
Just like eating around the table.
yeah no I can see where you had trouble following what was going on, but I know what was going on now.
There's an excellent Keith Urban movie, I think from Australia. Keith Urban being McCoy from Star Trek and Judge Dredd guy. There's an excellent movie about a serial killer that just went house to house mowing people down, and the movie's shot in almost real time. I won't call it an excellent movie. I thought it was pretty good. I wish I could remember the name, but want to say like The Longest Day or something. But I just felt you never know the killer's motivations in that, but you get a feel of the intensity that the victims went through, and just the craziness of living in a suburban place where murder just started to happen. And Snowtown Murders, for real life story, I didn't get a sense of what the murders meant to the community, why people were being murdered, what the hell was going on.
I,
I was really disappointed by it. I guess I can't hide my. Again, I was expecting a more gruesome, in your face, like
yeah,
real.
where did you read that it was a gruesome?
I think Rotten Tomatoes, every other comment is like disgusting.
Stop reading that shit.
Yeah,
I told you this.
I would have never
Because
heard
it's
of
not Snowtown Murders' fault.
But the only thing is, I never would have watched it unless I saw it had a fresh, and all the comments were like really sick. Because for an indie movie like that, it's tough. I know we're critics too, but it's tough without. Some movies are hard to dive into without at least someone vouching for it. Like, there's probably movies I've seen that only 10 people have. Someone's always got to be the first one to vouch for a movie. You know what I mean?
I guess.
Well, like Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, that's a movie we both like. Had no one vouched for it, I could see that slipping through the cracks.
I don't know. I went into that movie completely fresh. Never heard. No one had ever told me about it.
Or Cabin in the Woods. The title of that sounds horrible. I think teens in the woods getting killed. I don't need to see that crap.
No,
When I see it 90%.
You're arguing that critics should exist or not. They should. I'm saying.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm saying specifically relating to the fact when someone says what someone says is disgusting has nothing to do with your definition.
Nah, I do.
That's what I specifically am criticizing, and I always have.
I try to tame it back.
You can't though. Killer Joe, one of my favorite movies this year, was probably half ruined because.
But there was no way because of the NC-17 rating. And the fact that everybody pointed to a scene with chicken, I had to think it was bad. Because I think, what could be so bad involving chicken that the movie is rated X? Well, I can think of some shit.
I think it was rated X because of the nudity, but...
Oh, that scene's definitely why.
You think so?
Yeah. It is why. It's because, dude, people are ignorant. You can rip guts out of them no matter how many people. You can cut a chick's head off. You can punch her in the face. But if you're gonna sexually abuse her in any way on screen,
it's NC-17.
Yeah, it's the same with a guy. Actually, if you're gonna sexually molest a guy, I guess you're probably gonna get an NC-17 too. Not that already, even what I'm saying is probably worse than what people would expect to see. You know what I mean?
Right. Because it's funny when you see, and it's supposed to be.
I mean, I thought it was a little. Mostly, I didn't expect her face to be all bloody. That added a little disturbingness to the scene, but it certainly was not the sickest thing I've ever seen in my life, to say the least. I guess Snowtown Murders was a little undone by that, but to be honest, had people told me it was a really tame movie, I might not have been any more impressed by it. What did you give that, I guess?
Killer Joe?
No, Snowtown Murders.
Oh, Snowtown Murders. I gave it a B-.
Oh, so you didn't love it either?
No.
Yeah, I would probably give that like a C-.
No, I think with a better director, it would have been good.
Yeah, a much better director and better writer. I really don't think that was the ideal way to convey that point. I really don't.
I like the grimy. No, maybe the same director, a different writer. I don't know.
If I got a true sense of how their grimy, poor lifestyle led to them becoming killers, I would have had a lot more respect for the movie. But I really felt I had no idea why anything happened.
Yeah.
And after that, what did happen on screen was woefully boring to me. Like, painfully, second by second boring. I remember. That is not my favorite. That a C- might even be I.
I don't even think that. I can't even believe you thought it was that boring.
Yeah, it's
no, because the thing,
the hardest
not to criticize you, but you watch some of the most boring movies I've ever seen.
Like, I don't know what ones.
Just like those terrible horror movies that you'll sit through.
There'll be way more of a There'll be some funny moments and some there'll be some graphic moments. Snowtown Moments had 0 moments for me.
I don't know.
There was 0 moments that I was like, this is good. But if you want to jump into Killer Joe, I liked Killer
Wait, hold
Joe.
on. Let's do 6-7. Let's do our next 765 first.
And number 7 is this is a tough one to explain too. But outrageous scenarios when the hero / protagonist
Is themselves?
No, that's a bad one too. But is when they become the villain, when it's so ridiculous. And a couple examples I have of that is Halloween 2, the new one that the Lauren Strode becomes the new Michael Myers.
How often has that happened now?
It happens a decent amount in the new Saw. The last Saw
yeah.
has Carrie Elways, the victim from the first Saw, becoming like he secretly worked with him. Saw's actually a good example because like 3 or 4 characters join Jigsaw. By the end, I could maybe buy 1 or 2, but the idea that people would join the bad guy in the end, I don't know. And Halloween 2 just really pissed me off because
I can't remember what you're referencing. Halloween 2.
The new one, at the very end, Lauren Strode. You know who Lauren Strode is? Or maybe not Laura Strode. Jamie Lee Curtis's character and another girl in the new ones. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
The main character of Halloween.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, she in the new Rob Zombie one, Halloween 2, she at the end they zoom in on her in the mental institution and basically hint she's gonna pick up her brother's work, and it just did not. Yeah, it did.
I guess I don't remember that.
Yeah, that to me, that was shady. To me, that's.
And that happens often outside of those 2 movies.
I feel like I have seen it a decent amount of times. Well, they zoom in on the final person surviving and like hint that they're dark now.
Yeah, I guess I haven't seen enough where that happened. You're right, I'm sure, but
I know. I wish I can. I know there's more. Insidious is borderline, and I like that movie. But it's borderline, and when they show the last character, it's hinted he's possessed now. Like, I just hate the final twist. I want to say I've seen it in a movie, too, where someone's buried alive. I can't remember what, though. Oh, even Tales from the Crypt, Bordello of Blood.
Right.
At least
that one I remember.
But sometimes it feels like they just want to end it with a last-minute twist. So they're like, oh, yeah. Our protagonist is bad now.
Could you refine that by saying last minute twists, maybe?
Yeah, this is a specific one.
Oh, okay. My number 7 is killers being themselves, which I just mentioned.
Killers being themselves.
Not necessarily killing being themselves, but the killer being like the killer in a movie being like, or you know what I mean, like high tension. And I referenced High Tension, huh?
Yeah, all right, that's my number 6 actually.
Really?
Personality where it's themselves.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, the split personality, or like what's that one movie with John Cusack where it's like all on his head?
Oh, that was actually a better one. Because it wasn't all in John Cusack's head; it was all in a serial killer's
head. Yeah.
I can't remember that movie, but it's with Amanda Peet too. I wish I could remember that name, but man,
there was a while where like that was all that happened.
Yeah, the Robert De Niro horror movie Hide and Seek, that was so bad. Where it's him at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, High Tension for me is the ultimate because that could have been a masterpiece.
It was
so gorgeously filmed, and the horror is so graphic.
Fantastic movie.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're like, No, it was her.
And it's all because of Fight Club. But Fight Club was the only movie that deserved to do it. They were the first. This should have been the last. It just doesn't happen that much.
But the thing is it's like literary. It's symbolic in Fight Club, but in other movies, it's supposed to be just a twist. You know what I mean?
A twist slash cop out for so many of them. It's like, well, we have no explanation.
Yeah.
So, like,
Uh,
it's a disappointing end to any movie. And
I was
Shutter Island, the movie does it so much better than the book, but I felt the same way about the book.
Yeah, I can't tell you how crushed I was when I read the end of Shutter Island.
Yeah, but in the movie, I think it was
works.
the drama.
It works so well in Shutter Island.
I to this day don't know why that is.
I think it's because Scorsese is a world class talent, and Dennis Lehane is too. But
Because he didn't change much from the book in terms of the split personality ending, and it's so much better in the movie. I really think because of the dramatic angle. Most movies just use it as a cop out. Horror specifically uses as a cop out.
Shutter Island is a horror movie.
Yeah, but the drama aspect, it's kind of what we were saying earlier. The further away it gets from horror, it can be better. I wonder if it's because they focused on the disturbing angle that he's sad he killed his wife and kids.
There's a lot more characterization. Yeah.
It's not just he's crazy. It was himself. That's it. That's
Dude, I remember being like, I remember Shutter Island. I read it like it's a long book. It's like 600 pages, and I read it like cover to cover, and I was so devastated. I read it in like 3 days, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah, and that high tension was similar. I was like, no, it was like crushing. It was so, they even show the guy getting
The head from a person's head cut off.
Yeah, and I don't even know if you. There's really no way to explain how that works into the plot once you find out it's her, unless you just daydreamed it.
My number 6 is the cliche, just killers like popping up when they're already dead.
Oh, yeah. I would almost argue that extends beyond horror into action. They both do that. The fucking last minute.
I'm just fucked up.
Burned and blown in half, and they come back. They pop out of the wall.
I'm done with it. Yeah, I hate those movies. I hate horror movies. I hate them. They're so bad. They're like unbelievably bad. Like, how do people still like when the killer jumps up? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, someone likes that?
That's funny. Oh, because I got a movie I'm reviewing later. That's
I have my biggest offender of it is actually a movie I like, which is Halloween, but it invented this shitty genre and it invented that technique of Michael Myers jumping off. And I know you don't like that movie, but
I think it's good for the time. It doesn't hold for me anymore.
I mean, Rob Zombie kind of took over the genre, so.
Oh, yeah, the new one's good. But yeah, the jumps kill. I get that. The jump or the killer coming back.
Oh, it makes dude. Who's like who like slaps? They're like, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder who that works on. I gotta admit
Chicks. Those movies are for chicks, dude.
Yeah.
It's a chick genre.
And there's few examples of it used well. There is.
No, but I'll talk to chicks. They're like, I can't wait to see, so and so slasher movie. I'm like, really? I'm like, what? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
They're like, I like to be scared. I'm like,
it's new house on the end of the street.
Oh my goodness.
I think Elizabeth Shue is probably the villain.
I was so excited. I was like, Jennifer Lawrence,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
She's like turning into like a decent actress. She's in like some interesting movies, and then she's in this like horrible PG movie. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, well, the minute I knew it was PG-13, I was like, oh, it's a wrap. Just because House on the End of the Street sounds so generic and bad, but
It sounds like a joke, like an SNL skit. It's that ridiculous.
I almost want to see it, but I don't know. I'm sure it's beyond bad. I'm sure everything on our 10 list, both of ours, is probably in that movie. Like, I feel like
Without irony.
no. I thought it was talented.
You're number 5.
This is a slasher movie that isn't gory because there's no point to see a slasher movie if it's not gory. It will be the same plot. The only way I like them is if they're packed with gore and creative kills. They're worth it. But
See, I used to think the creative kills were interesting, but once I started seeing like Korean movies and Japanese movies, like no American can come close anymore.
No, but I'm just saying, there's nothing worse than seeing a rated R guy in a mask movie that's not even bloody.
I won't even watch a trailer.
What are you even doing? And for examples, I put 80s movies because all the Halloweens and Friday the 13th are not gory anymore.
Yeah, they're PG-13 movies.
So you're
They
watching.
would be mild on TV.
Yeah. And you're watching an hour and a half movie of bad acting, bad plot, bad everything. And then to top it off, the kills aren't even gory. Like, that's just the final. So when you wait an entire slasher movie to get to that kill, and all he does is stab him and there's no blood, it's like, wow. This movie sucks.
Wait, what was that movie with Ryan?
The Super Psycho movies on MTV.
No. I know the worst one. I know it. It's with Ryan Reynolds. What?
It's not Amityville Horror.
Yes!
That movie's alright.
That movie was terrible.
It's not a slasher movie, is it?
That is the worst movie I've ever seen.
Really?
That is a fucking... I saw that in the theater, dude.
I saw it when I was young. All that. I remember thinking it was... Because that was supposed to be true. I don't know what age I saw it, but I might have still thought there was something to Amityville. But
that movie is so stupid.
That's a haunted house movie, though. That's not. I mean, in a haunted house movie, I don't expect gore. Plus, a haunted house movie can be scary. I'm saying a slasher movie.
No, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. I did
period in like the late '90s, 2000s, where there were slasher or teen horror movies were only PG-13.
What, nowadays?
No, they were from late '90s, early 2000s.
Oh no, I think it's worse now with the PG-13s.
You think so? I think with some of the more, I think Rob Zombie and Eli Roth really helped to make R-rated gore movies mainstream again. A little bit.
Yeah, I guess I see.
I guess it might be that just PG-13 horror movies don't even go into my brain when they're on the TV.
Yeah,
I don't even know. Like I just automatically tune out.
Yeah.
Not notice them, and you'll watch them. I won't.
I will because some of them, I don't. PG-13, I'm giving up on.
No, they don't. Even...
I'm getting pretty close, but I will say there's nothing I hate more than seeing a movie that all it had to do was be gory, and it still fails. It's like that.
They're going for the teen female ticket.
But that I can't even
That's
believe.
What they're doing.
I can't believe what they would like about it.
I don't know.
It can't be the same guy stalking people. Like, it can't. Surely it can't be that they're just that interested in the guy chasing people with a knife. Like, I don't know. Man, that really annoys me.
My number 5 is Zombies.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'll cover that. I totally feel you on that.
Oh, is it on your list?
Somewhat, yeah.
Oh, just zombies in general.
Yeah, because it's been done a bazillion times, basically.
So many times.
Yeah, and it hurts me because the good ones I feel are being like I just want to separate them from the
Like the genre, like it's a different monster. Like I want to take 28 Days
yeah.
Later. I want to take the new
And
Dawn of the Dead
people
and
do
Nova.
argue. There's such fans of zombies, they get offended at 28 Days Later being included because technically it's a rage virus.
Oh,
But yeah, it's technically it's like
and that reality special show, and I want to put in the good side,
yeah, that's true.
and like Shaun of the Dead gets to go in the good side, and then everything else just get rid of. Dead Alive can stay.
Yeah, there's ones that can stay, but every week a new zombie movie comes out. I'm not even joking. Like seriously, check the straight to DVDs. There's a zombie movie coming out. Uh, I'm to the point where if I see it's about zombies, I want to see it.
Yeah,
Done.
even if the movie's, even if it's good, and let me just say who my worst offender of this is: George A. Romero.
Yeah.
Most talented, the most talentless director
Yeah.
maybe ever lived.
Besides Creepshow, I love Creepshow. I do love that movie, and that's I almost don't. I almost give King the props.
But the thing is, isn't
not even the George A. Romero movie? Yeah.
I feel like wasn't there multiple directors on Creepshow, or was that Twilight Zone, the movie?
It really was just Romero.
Oh,
It was Twilight Zone with multiple.
oh, okay.
But that was like I feel like Romero got a taste of a movie outside zombies and was like, "No, I gotta go." Actually, there is
like,
zombies.
He's like, I don't know about this.
He's
He's
like, I gotta
don't know.
go. The fact that he's still making this shitty. I think I saw not even 2 weeks ago Diary of the Dead 2 coming out. And Night of the Living Dead like 5 coming out. I don't even know where these are coming from at this point. It's called like Reanimated. It's like
And it's funny too because you'll talk to like the converts of George A. Romero. They're like, when I'm talking about the best movies of all time, they're like Night of the Living Dead, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, who are these people?
Yeah,
Because
I
I
don't know.
swear I read them online, but I've never come face to face with someone that
I
loves-
honestly don't think they could say it to my face.
Yeah,
They-
they're boring. How many times can you watch the same limp creature eat someone?
in
And
my biggest beef with
yeah.
like Night of the Living Dead is in Walking Dead, the show,
But
is
that I exclude Walking Dead because at least it's a show. That the fact that it's a TV show makes it original, and
makes it different.
that's all. Yeah, that's if Walking Dead was a movie, it would be the same as all the others.
But that's the thing; it is the same, except it's boring. It's a character movie. It's a character show, which is bad. Like if they just made it like a
'Cause
balls out beat.
A zombie movie with a bland cast is the pits.
But the cast is bland. I would argue it is bland right now.
It is, unless you've seen a few of those zombie movies lately. Like,
It's unfair to compare it to zombie. Like
when you see the
movie
same 8 teenagers that have never heard of zombies and are still shocked at getting bit. I can't take
what was that show called?
Dead Set.
Dead Set was the freshest thing I've ever seen. It's the freshest thing I've seen done with zombies in the past 10 years.
Yeah, I think it's because of the satire with Big Brother and shit. They
It's
actually
so
had
awareness.
and the faster zombies, I gotta admit, do it way more for me.
And it's zombies included in another genre. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they had to outstretch. They had to go
Resident Evil. The Resident Evil series is almost that. Like there's zombies included in another genre in an action movie.
I don't really consider those zombies.
Neither do I. That's the thing. But they are.
Yeah, they have zombies in them, but the straight up just zombies.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's why those movies work. It's because, and I think that's why Walking Dead doesn't work. is because it has nothing else to hang his hat on.
Yeah.
Shaun of the Dead's funny. Dead Alive is not a zombie movie. It's like a crazy.
Yeah. It's like a crazy fast shit happening. But a straight up classic.
George A. Romero get respect.
And 28 Days Later has him go up against people. That's what ultimately makes it a classic, in my opinion. Is the correlate where he ultimately sides with the zombies.
It's the
Why it takes 1 out of 100 movies to do something that bold with the genre? I don't understand.
Well, it's thematic. Like he's, the zombies are supposed to be like these wild creature animals, but at the end he turns into like a fucking animal.
Yeah, and that seems like an obvious route to take.
I mean,
there was so many failures.
And then I should have included this on my list too. It doesn't count, but it's people who are like, Dawn of the Dead is a searing satire of American consumerism.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Is it?
That. Yeah,
is it really?
Mall.
Yeah.
Consumerism. That's what everybody says.
Yeah, I'm like, that may be, but
they say that about all Romero's movies. That it's a deep satire. It's bullshit.
The thing is, but at the end of the day, I like his movies. I just don't think they're that good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I honestly don't really like
Day of the Dead is good.
It's okay.
Yeah, I know.
They're kind of boring. I don't really like them.
No, I'm saying if you were to make me watch an episode of The Walking Dead or George A. Romero zombie movie, I'd probably watch George A. Romero zombie movie. At least his famous 3.
Because they're too old now. The purple blood doesn't do it for me anymore. Like, it's just not scary to me.
Just gore special effects are just so good. It's blasphemy in those circles, but I was never a big fan of what's his name? Savini's special effects.
I was back in the day, but not anymore.
Maybe you were 8.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Now when you see Rob Zombie's gore effects, they're just so much better. And Eli Roth's.
Yeah. It's a million times better. And
even Dredd's.
Yeah.
Dredd's gore effects are fucking good.
Yeah. We've seen lots that are talking about it.
I'm sure a lot of those people
Fire and Breaking Bad have gory scenes.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of those makeup artists were inspired by Savini, but that doesn't make those movies good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for the past, he was all they had, and they had no money. That's fine, but nowadays they're unwatchable. They're fucking unwatchable.
They're not unwatchable. No, they're good.
The Dead, I might not have ever watched it in one whole sitting.
Oh, really?
To me, after a while, it drags, and then the ending feels retarded to me with the motorcycles coming in.
Zack Snyder kind of shut the book on it by making that remake.
Yeah, and to me, 28 Days Later shit all over Romero's plans. Romero, for years of getting undue credit of some satirical genius, where 28 Days Later just was, to me, a genius take.
It's an adult zombie movie. It's for adults.
Yeah, and Romero made 6 of them and never reached anything that deep. Like, what a pathetic loser.
He's made more than 6.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure he's produced, written, and directed, like, I want to say a dozen zombie movies.
It's ridiculous to me. I have... If it weren't for Creepshow, I would have no respect for Romero. I would have no respect. Any more than I have for Sean S. Cunningham, that produced all the Friday the 13th. I don't respect you. Or Tyler Perry. I don't respect you doing the same act 50 times. I don't.
You would think that, like... Because what's crazy is Danny Boyle jumped into his genre and just shit all over him.
Yeah, he came one time.
Yeah.
And he left.
Yeah. And then he left and made an awesome space movie. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's awesome. He just showed up, disgraced him, and left. But yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Zombies, I'm sick to die. I cannot imagine another.
The thing is I talk to people, my friends, I talk to people online about The Walking Dead, and people think it's blasphemy that I don't think that I'm not like on the edge of my seat. I'm like, have you seen good zombie movies before?
I think it has less to do with that than it's a TV thing.
And
I think
people are
people
like, best show. They're like, I cannot wait, best show ever. I'm like, really?
and from that I get if you were to look at the top 20 shows and the
Or
Nielsen.
maybe no, or maybe you weren't exposed to as many zombie movies as we have been. Maybe.
That too, but I can't stress enough. I do feel it's people wowed the fact that TV medium is handling a horror concept so well. I do think that's part of it.
Have you seen? I know this is a side jag. Have you seen that American Horror Story show? I've heard it's really good.
Yeah, I watched all of season one.
Oh, is it good?
Yeah, I loved
Did I
it.
watch it?
Yeah, it's a funky show. It's a
Is it?
funky original ass show that doesn't. It's got many a horror element, but it comes out as a weird.
Is it fresh? Is it like fresh and new?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would
Watch
describe it as fresh and new more than horror.
Oh, okay.
If you recall, it's new season 2 as none of the original cast. I've never seen a show do that. That's audacious. It's every season's gonna be a new plot, which is a good way of keeping shit fresh. I wish Romero had such a
I wish The Walking Dead did that.
yeah.
Dude, you know how much I would love for them to have just done the first season on
That
Rick.
would be cool.
Yeah,
Each
and then just
Walking Dead was different people.
yeah, and maybe have it segue in and out. Maybe have it
Yeah.
segue from one group of people to another. Because
Yeah.
the
That
thing
would-
I love about the Walking Dead game is the story. It's new characters in the same universe, and a few of the characters from the show are in there.
That would be cool. Yeah, that would be a
Because
genius.
the universe is awesome.
Yeah.
Zombie, they do everything. They do everything right, but the story.
Yeah. Maybe for me, the story less than the characters. If there were characters from Lost in The Walking Dead,
No, but the funny thing is the characters are kind of interesting, but they just don't do anything interesting. Like I like Glenn,
who
or
the
what's his
Asian
name? The Asian. I like the
yeah,
guy from.
they don't do anything. I guess I agree with you. I only like Shane.
They're just. I
To
don't.
be honest, I'm sorry. People think he's the bad guy. Shane was my most fascinating character to me.
Well, it's not even obviously. It's not even a question.
Yeah,
Dude,
people
people
don't.
like Rick.
I like Rick too. I guess.
Oh, you.
The way I do. And only because probably we've been with him so long. I do get attached when when I'm watching a show. It's hard for me not to be attached somewhat.
He's like, we're not safe here. It's like every other line.
Well, I like Rick when he's crazy. He reminds me of Jack from Lost, but he's not.
I think he's very. I think you could argue he's a ripoff of Jack, and
Yeah, he's a wannabe.
Yeah.
They're not there yet. Rick could be a great character. They just went outside the box a little more. Like, why not make him a little more psycho around the edges? Give the show some edge. We're kind of off topic, but
this is included in zombies. The Walking Dead doesn't get off the hook.
that's the problem, though. The more we want it to be good, to make the zombie genre good, you kind of gotta go outside of what is the classic zombie
But
movie.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think that's why Dead was a Dead Set. I always
Yeah.
forget the name. I think that's why that was good. I think that's why Evil Dead is good. The Evil Dead series is good.
Definitely Dead Alive and all the
Dude,
best.
Army of Darkness is a medieval movie with zombies.
Yeah.
Like,
That has like a zombie part.
yeah.
Like not even zombie.
Did you see the trailer for the new one, Evil Dead?
Oh,
It's out.
oh it is.
Someone recorded the trailer at like Comic-Con or something,
Oh,
and
how
it's
is it?
online. Someone posted it. Hold on, I'll link you to it when we're done with the show.
Yeah, I am afraid of what they're gonna do with it, but
It's what disappoints me is it looks like a it looks like just another bad horror movie.
So, yeah, they're gonna make another zombie movie. That's what they're gonna do, dude.
Yeah,
It's gonna be.
I think that's right. And what's kind of depressing about that is
In fact, Cabin in the Woods, I was even pissed because zombies is the main enemy in it. I was
oh,
like,
why did you tell me that?
it's not that much of, and my comments kind of loose on who's the main enemy. That doesn't give much away, but I'm just saying, just the mere sight of zombies pissed me off. No matter how original the movie.
No, I
Like,
totally agree.
what were you just saying though? What were you just saying that led me to Cabin in the Woods?
Oh, I don't know.
Nah, you were saying something. You don't remember what you were just saying about
Nah. Let's move on.
Alright. Guess we're in agreement on that subject.
Yeah.
That was your number 5?
Yes.
So I think we're on to the rest of the reviews.
Yeah, we're on to yours.
Oh, you did all yours?
Yes, I did.
Alright, well, let me run through quickly. I'll do my Simon West. You know the director, Simon West? He did Con Air?
Yeah.
Alright, well, he did 2 movies this year. Both released August, September. One was Expendables 2.
I was gonna say one of them was Expendables 2. I know that.
Yeah, and one was Stolen with Nicolas Cage. A pathetic ripoff of Taken. I cannot believe the same director made both of these. On Stolen, which is a basic dude's daughter gets kidnapped, he's got to pay the money movie. Woefully basic. But I will say Nicolas Cage was actually normal in it. Josh Lucas gives one of the most ridiculous, laughable performances I've ever seen in my life in a serious movie. Josh Lucas literally reminded me of somebody pretending to be an actor in front of his 5-year-old kids. That's what I describe. Complete with one leg and this metal thing as a leg. He's storming around with one leg, trying to act tough with long hair. And that's both the worst and best thing in the movie, I would say. It's a totally generic, gotta get money and pay this guy off to get my daughter.
But it's not like fun in a like Dread 3D kind of way.
No, it's 100% this guy, like, that's why it's hard to believe it's Simon West. Is this 100% like, let's just do every basic thing we've ever heard from every basic angle and just make the most basic movie possible. It would probably be just a completely forgettable average movie if not for Josh Lucas.
That's good though. I mean, if it's bad, that's fun. That's why why a lot of Jack Nicholson movies are good, just because they're so weird.
It's Nicolas Cage shoots his leg in the beginning and he loses it over the course of the movie. But basically, he's like, when I lost my leg, I lost my soul type of villain. Like, ever since he lost his leg, he turned evil. Well, I gave that movie a D+. It's probably worth Lucas's ridiculous performance.
Maybe when it gets a little, maybe when it gets released on DVD or something like that, they'll start to show some of the clips of him, and I can just watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, because other than that, it's just a movie. I'll be like, why? Why? Who the fuck thought it would be a good idea to give a cab driver one leg? Like, how intimidating is that? Well, anyway, yeah, I give that a D+. Expendables 2, on the other hand, I gave a B+.
I like that movie a lot.
Yeah, I thought it was definitely a mile-a-minute violent, kill fucking everybody movie. And that's what I wanted from the first one. So I appreciate that. I will just say,
my beef with the movie is Expendables 2 should have been Expendables.
yeah, I agree with you. But
Yeah.
Expendables 1 doesn't suck.
No, it's good.
Yeah, so what I do think is if they improved the plot and made it a little more angsty, the best action movies I feel are ones where you hate the bad guy you really want the good guy to win. And this is a stretch, but Gladiator and The Patriot to me stand out as fucking excellent action movies because you just want the good guy to fucking pummel the villain in the end. I wish Expendables 2 had a bit better plot than Jean-Claude Van Damme is stealing plutonium, wants to blow up people.
Yeah, there's not enough at stake.
Even Die Hard has a good villain, and True Lies has a pretty good.
No, Jean-Claude Van Damme's a good villain. You just like him too much. He's too cool.
Yeah, and his plot's a little too generic. There's no intensity.
No, the thing is Jean-Claude Van Damme's good, but he's not a bad guy. You don't know. I couldn't tell you what he would. You said plutonium. That was a surprise to me.
Yeah,
I couldn't even remember.
Stealing something. It's definitely just they blow the hell out of everyone. There's never one.
I think it's almost like Trauma's War, just a big budget version of it.
Yeah, and it's done very well. There's just never any moment you think the Invincible Expendables. They're just blowing the fuck out of the enemy with not even a scratch on their side.
I didn't like Schwarzenegger or.
I'm too attached to Arnold. Arnold's the man in my book. I grew up with his movies.
No, but I'm saying he was like weird. I don't know. He said his lines weird. I don't know.
I didn't think that as much as the Arnold parts were the most spoofy of the movie. Maybe they went a little too far with that.
That's what I'm saying. That's probably what I mean. It was like, honestly, not that it wasn't like that with other characters, but it was honestly like it was Arnold Schwarzenegger, the person.
Yeah, because he's like, what does he say?
It was almost like...
You've been backed off, and he's like, oh, yippee-ki-yay. And then the other guy comes, and he's like, what's next, Rambo? Like, his lines were the most winking at the audience.
Yeah.
Is that what he meant?
No, it's that, yeah. And, like, he didn't deliver them very well, either. You know what I mean? He's not a comedic actor, is my point.
I disagree. I don't know. Arnold's always funny, though. His lines are... Even in the past, there was something funny about the way he's always demeaning. The way he talks is just demeaning.
Like, he never bothered to hide his accent, even when it was totally...
Yeah, I don't know. Arnold's
not a tumor.
Yeah. It's only in a rerun for Running Man. That's not even him.
I might watch Running Man tonight, dude. That fucking movie, that might be his best movie. That movie is fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's classic Arnold. It's classic Arnold. I hope to see him. Dude, you clued me in. He's teaming up with the director of I Saw the Devil. That's a fucking nasty combo.
Are you sure it's him?
Yeah, I did look it up. It's him.
Yeah.
If he brings his hardcore attitude, the director there,
I don't think people know that. He quite possibly have made the best movie.
I heard that's getting more famous.
There's no way it can't. It's gonna be like Martyrs, because no one was talking about Martyrs 5 years ago when you were.
I didn't even think people were.
People are talking about it now.
Oh, that's good. Me and you I Saw the Devil when no one did. There was like no one talking about it. And now it
was like a religious experience for me. I couldn't believe how that is such a fucking good movie.
Yeah, that was so good. It was like, how does a movie like that even slip through the cracks?
Yeah, same thing with The Man from Nowhere.
Yeah, Man from Nowhere. Man from Nowhere, the only reason I love that movie as much probably as I Saw the Devil, but the only thing I'll say is that does have there's a couple parts in that are unfortunately flawed, mostly with the girl and him. I love The Man from Nowhere.
Maybe this Arnold movie might get a couple people look like not that it's the same thing, but the same thing with Peter Jackson.
Yeah, checking out the older shit.
Yeah, checking out his old weird shit, but
I hope so. That would be fucking deserves to be. What's I got here? Well, Killer Joe, we both saw.
We kind of already talked about it. No, we can talk about it quickly.
Yeah, I'll say I would need to see it again, almost like a Tarantino movie, because sometimes like a Tarantino, which I felt it was like a Tarantino movie, is you have your what you think it'll be, you see it, it's like nothing you've seen, and then you got to see it again because
Like both of us liked Inglorious Bastards at first, but we were a little disappointed, and then we've both
yeah,
since come back to it and been like, it's the best, my favorite movie.
both thought it was gonna be more of a slaughter everybody
We
movie.
thought it was going to be more of a not a comedy, but more trauma-ish,
Yeah,
and it
and it
turned out to be way better than that could have ever been. You know what I mean?
yeah, but at the same time, totally not what we expected.
No,
At first, it was. And Killer Joe was like that. I don't like the endings that make no. I don't like when characters act the way I don't think makes sense. Like
I don't know what you mean by that because I think there is no motivation at the end.
I don't
I,
believe that.
I don't think she's doing what she's. I don't want to say what she's doing, but I don't think she comes out because she wants to stop anything. I think everybody's just crazy.
Well, I'll slap a spoiler alert. I don't think they would have all turned against Emil Hirsch. I don't know why they did. I don't. I know they were afraid of Killer Joe, and they were stupid. But I guess I like the brother and sister getting away angle. The only two characters I cared about, and the movie. I don't know. I don't know what I feel toward the end. I guess.
I think you're coming from it from a moral standpoint. You forget they're animals.
If you remember, True Romance is my second favorite movie. You could probably see why I was rooting for Emil Hirsch and Juno Temple. I kind of would have rather
It's
liked
a totally different movie
yeah, but
because
I
there's
don't.
like intelligent, likable characters in True Romance.
Yeah, but to me, Juno and Emil Hirsch were victims, and I kind of like the idea of them escaping a rugged family
I
beatings.
the thing is, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
You know why they killed him at the end? Do you know what I'm talking about here?
No, I do, but I'm saying you're looking for motivation in people that have no motivation besides money and sex.
Well, have you seen the show Shameless? Have you seen one episode?
No.
It reminded me a lot of that. It's obviously the same type of people they're trying to portray. I don't know if just because they're poor and trashy, it means they're immoral.
Oh, in this they does though.
Yeah, no, I obviously love where everybody's immoral, but the guy from Sideways and Spider-Man 3, what the fuck's his name? He's in this. You know what I'm talking about. Um.
I
Anyway,
can't remember his name.
he he to me was likable. He was He was an idiot.
No, he's. I'd say he's the most likable person because
Yeah,
Juno Temple is a nothing. She's fucking. She's insane.
really?
Yeah.
I didn't get that. I got the impression she was a victim. I guess part of that.
But I'm saying she can. No, I'm not saying she's not a victim. I'm saying she's insane. I'm not saying she's a bad person or she's not a victim. I'm just saying she's crazy.
Why is she insane? Okay, yeah, I didn't get that impression. I really didn't.
I don't know. I don't want to say insane, but deeply troubled.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's bound to happen. I don't know. I did. It's an original movie, and there should be more like it.
Yeah. I loved it. I thought it was fresh. I thought it was different, and you're not mentioning how good what's his name is in it.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey.
Hey, it's Killer Joe.
I guess it was. Again, I probably got to see it a second time. He was such an original character. I guess I'll give it to their credit. I didn't know what to think of him until it was like over. And I think that, and I've read online, a lot of people online think Juno was 12 in the movie. And like, I think there's what her age in affects the movie.
Oh, whether or not he's a pedophile.
Yeah. And I guess I didn't know what age she was. I did think she was a minor, but then I didn't think she was 12. I knew that she said that for different reasons. I can't believe people thought she was 12.
No, it's not 12.
She's 20, I guess. 2021. But
You know that for a fact?
I think so. No. No, I don't know that.
I don't know. I don't know. I love that movie. That might be my favorite movie this year. I loved it.
I did like it, and I didn't get.
It was like cinematic porn to me. Like I fucking
I
dug
did.
how weird it was.
I didn't get why Killer Joe cared how much. Like I didn't. Gina Gershon lies about something crucial, basically about how much money they're getting, and I didn't get why Killer Joe cared so much. It didn't seem like a big deal at all. He gets his cut regardless of how much they make. But the movie takes this whole detour. Whereas,
I know specifically what you're saying and what you're referencing, and it was logical, but I can't remember specifically what she said. I remember it does make
she
sense though.
said it was a $50,000 policy to kill their mom, when really it was $100,000. But either way, Killer Joe only makes 25,000.
No, but I think what she said proved that she was in on it. Because
She,
instead of, no, but I'm saying
even if
no,
she was in on it, I don't. Oh,
because it's
now
split between one or two. I think it's because it was split between two people instead of five or something like that.
no, I think it's now that you're bringing it up. I think it's because Killer Joe wasn't going to be paid, but now that he found out she was married to the ex-boyfriend of
No, yeah.
he should have been.
No,
Yeah.
it makes sense in the logic of it. I just like those type of stories too.
What do you think about the end too? That it's the mother of all end in the middle of the scene.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was so funny. I thought it was so funny because I remember people in the theater were literally. I remember a chick behind me was like, "What the fuck did I just watch?" She said that out loud,
Yeah.
and I was so proud of that guy because I
You
just
could
seen.
only do it a few. If you did that your whole career, I would think you're an asshole. But if you do it once,
No, the thing is, I just seen Savages,
yeah,
and I was like, how is it that the fucking two most, I'd say two hippest, most, I don't know, I can't think of anything else more. I think like hip, exciting, fun to watch movies were done by people in their 80s this year.
no, Stone's not 80.
Dude, he's 77 or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Stone doesn't surprise me because he's always been down with it. But William
Oh,
Friedkin,
Oliver Stone's 66. 67. Well, the people in their above 60. That's crazy. He's 66, dude. He's an old guy.
yeah, no, he's old, but Stone doesn't surprise me. He's a madman. he's
That's true.
he's always been a nut. But William's always this is William. His movies seem more stilted and for old people. Not this time around.
But that's what I'm saying. That it's so crazy that I just seen those two movies, and it was by people over 60, and they were just so fucking fresh and bizarre, both of them.
Yeah, I could. That is interesting. It's like maybe they reach an age and they're not
Yeah,
willing.
William Friedkin's fucking 77.
I'll give him props for doing an NC-17 movie and not backing down. It's ridiculous. It was NC-17. That's fucking ridiculous.
It was just yeah, it was just nudity in that one scene.
I honestly thought Looper was probably more violent and, dare I say, maybe even more disturbing than. I don't think Looper is much tamer than Killer Joe.
No,
Oh no, and I think what shock value it does have.
I think McConaughey is just so fucking. I honestly think it comes from what you just said. You don't know if he's good or bad. I think that really puts people on edge.
Yeah,
Because
that
I think if you knew he was a bad guy, like he was a villain, and he did that with the chicken, then you'd be like, oh, okay, he's just a horrible person. You know what I
yeah,
mean? But that he's so charming and so weird, and he's such a fucking straight up perv.
yeah.
That it got at the NC-17.
I guess yeah. And we never do know why he wants Juno Temple's character. We never really know. Like, what is he like? Or
What's his motivations? Yeah.
yeah. That's an interesting movie. I gave it a B for now, but I do think it could go. If anything, this is a movie I feel would only go up. But it's a strange movie. People gotta be like The Master. People gotta be prepared for something a little bit different. Mad respects for Matthew McConaughey, definitely going out between this and Eastbound and Down. I have a lot
I
of
think
respect.
all the actors.
Yeah,
Juno Temple, I think.
but I'm glad he's breaking away from rom coms. I guess is what I'm saying.
Right.
Like Kate Hudson type shit. Emile Hirsch has always done more on the cusp shit. Gina Gershon too. She gets disrespected, but I don't agree with it. I don't think Showgirls is the F movie everybody has seen. Fucking thousands of worse movies.
What is people's beef with the Showgirls?
It angers me though.
It's a creepy. There's some creepy scenes in it, but
Eh.
no, like the guy saying, "Oh, you'll suck my dick if you want to keep this job or whatever." That's kind of a creepy thing to say, but that's about it.
Realistic.
Yeah, no, I've never understood it.
Yeah, that's a load of horse manure to me. But
I think it's like the fucking Psycho thing. Like people
Yeah.
say it because they think it's like, I don't know. I've seen some bad movies in my day. It's not the worst.
by a long shot. It's not the worst. Yeah. No, I like to see from the most of the cast I expect this type of movie, but McConaughey, I like to see him leaving the fucking easy crap.
What do you think about him in Magic Mike?
I haven't seen Magic
I haven't
Mike.
seen it either.
No,
I heard it's good.
Yeah, it's a movie I'll never watch, but it's a girl movie. I don't want to see guys strip, honestly. I really don't.
But Full Monty's good.
Like, I don't like even when Dick is in Spartacus the show or Shameless the show, but I'll watch them. I'll just ignore those parts.
But I'm saying Full Monty is good.
Yeah, I've never seen that either, to be honest. But because I'm just not interested, honestly. Some guys strip. It's just gonna make me not interested in the movie. That's all I can say. I'm happy for the cast that it was a hit. I like the guy from True Blood, and I like Matthew McConaughey. But why would I watch a movie?
Which guy from True Blood?
The werewolf, Joel Montaglio, I believe his name is.
Oh, that huge dude?
Yeah, I like him because he looks. I will say this, and they compare him to the Twilight Taylor Lautner. It is the difference between a man and a boy.
Right.
In their portrayals. He looks like.
What about Channing Tatum, dude? Channing Tatum's a fucking man.
Yeah, I guess I like him now after 21 Jump Street.
Dude, 21 Jump Street's like the funniest movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And a lot of it had to do with him.
Yeah.
He's really fucking funny.
It's equal parts him, Jonah Hill, the writer, and Ice Cube.
But I'm saying he was surprisingly funny, though.
Yeah, it'll still be tough. Channing Tatum needs to take on that one movie where I'm like, he's not Freddie Prinze Jr.
Right.
He's getting there.
I think 21 Jump Street's that movie, but...
It would be if the only thing it's not, again, with McConaughey, Time to Kill is the one movie that's what broke his Pretty Boy. I mean, like, that's a powerful movie. I powerfully identified with the character he played. There's something different when you play an emotional character. You kind of know what I mean?
No, I know exactly what you're saying. No, I totally agree.
Yeah, and Channing Tatum, after 21 Jump Street, I actually started to see him in a new light. But it'll take one more blow to push him in the serious actor character. Because he started a lot of bullshit. Because before 21 Jump Street, G.I. Joe was his best movie that I'd seen him in. So,
right, I can't really think of him in anything else.
He's been in at least one or two Nicholas Sparks movies. And,
He was in he was in like a decent war movie with what's it called? Oh fuck, I can't remember the name. Stop Loss, maybe?
Oh yeah, Stop Loss was okay.
Yeah.
Who directed that again? Yeah, it was some chick. It's not Bigelow.
Isn't Levitt in that?
Yeah, I think he is. Stop Loss was mediocre, I
Oh,
thought.
it's the Boys Don't Cry chick.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Stop Loss was good. Not very memorable, if only because I don't
All
remember
right.
it.
Anyway, let's move on.
All right, what did I just do? Killer Joe. All right, let me just quickly bust through some since we're doing this whole horror thing. I got some horror movies real quickly from the director of Martyrs, The Tall Man. Disappointed because I love Martyrs. But The Tall Man wasn't gory and it was a drama, to be honest. That's the one thing I'll say.
Is that that Jessica Biel movie on Netflix?
Yeah, and I do like it. Don't get me wrong, but
Wait,
the
that's the
thing is,
Martyrs, dude?
yeah,
Oh, I'm gonna watch that tonight.
yeah, all right. But I'll warn you this: it's a drama, not a horror movie, and that's fine.
Hmm.
But it did take me a minute to get used to that fact,
Hmm.
and it's actually a thought-provoking subject matter.
Hmm.
Why are you groaning?
It's not. Why can't it just be a horror movie? Like, who are we fucking kidding here?
Yeah, but I thought we just discussed the farther away from horror.
But
I'm not dissing. It's not Pascal's fault. The Tall Man was just marketed as a horror movie. It's
oh, okay.
You know what it's more like is Gone Baby Gone, and that's all I'll say. Because I don't want to give it. It is a movie that relies on twists and turns, but the themes from Gone Baby Gone are very much alive in the Tall Man, and it's a different
So, just
take on.
so would you just say is it good or bad?
I liked. I gave it a B minus, which doesn't sound great, but I did like it. I,
If you thought it was a crime drama going in, would you like it more?
Not even crime drama, just straight drama. Yeah, if it was straight drama, I probably would have given it a B, a B plus. The girl's acting, the young girl in it acts on and off. She's the same young girl from Silent Hill and even Twilight briefly, but she has her moments, but she's got to hone some things. um, but I'd give it a B. I'm not a huge Jessica Biel fan either. In
Neither
fact,
am I.
yeah, I don't like her, and I don't think she's hot, and I don't think she's a great actress.
I don't think she's that hot either. I don't know. I don't know why.
Yeah, especially Total Recall, her and Beckinsale side by side, and seeing all these articles, two hotties. No, there's a world of difference between Beckinsale and Beale.
I always mix them up.
Oh my god.
I think they're. I couldn't tell you. I know one's English.
Oh, I know one's 1,000 times hotter than the other one. First of all, but anyway, for now, Tall Man gets a B minus. Again, it didn't have the horror, the gore, or the power of Martyrs, but it is thought provoking subject, and in the end, it's a memorable horror movie, which is more than I can say for a lot of them. And then moving on, Compliance. That's not out totally yet. It's probably in a few indie theaters. That's a very true story about a girl that's strip searched by her manager.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go see that next time I'm in Manhattan.
Well, it's about a girl that's strip searched because a fake cop calls her McDonald's, basically.
Which is a true story.
Yeah, and I'll say this: the movie is angering, and if you don't know 100% it's true, it sounds like the stupidest, dumbest fucking movie you've ever seen. And while watching it, and this is my biggest compliment to the movie, is I don't know how you can stay quiet because I was just shouting at the TV like, "What dumb?" I was just the movie, and there's been walkouts in this. I think the movie stirs up just anger in you. It will stir up, regardless of your feelings. It will stir something up. And I'll say, and the movie, according to my research online, is almost as accurate as it could possibly be, and that's
It's almost a line by line reenactment of what
yeah.
happened.
The only reason I don't say 100% is because maybe people don't know every word they said in
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
But according to the camera, because this was all filmed, this is 100% what happened, and that I have never seen a movie that hinges on whether it was real or not. Like that's the most crucial part. If this wasn't a true story, the movie would be an F. Since it is a true story, I give it a B plus. It's shocking and it's angering, and I can't say I loved it while I was watching it, but I'll probably never forget it. I'll say that, and it was definitely thought provoking. And I give that a B plus. Some people find it more unsettling than me. That's why I'm kind of including this in the horror section. It might not technically be a horror movie, but it does upset some people. So it's upsetting subject matter too. So
Yeah, I mean, I see stuff like that never upsets me,
no, nor me.
but I can understand if you're a fucking retard, it might. I don't know.
I could see too. It might upset women more because it deals with them being there. I think this plot hinges much more on it being a female than a guy. Because if a manager told you a guy to strip because of cow, I feel it would be much different. I don't know. I really do. I don't.
No, I agree, but I was kind of thinking right there what
If a guy
because I
told
agree,
you to
but
strip,
I'm saying does that make compliance almost sexist? You know what I mean? Like the people who find it offensive.
but since it's true, you can't.
No, but no. I'm saying the fact that people think it's that so much more shocking because
Um,
it's a woman telling her to do it.
yeah, that's why.
That's what makes it so
It's
fucking
a
crazy.
male on the phone, but
Yeah.
it's a woman that's the main villain. Yeah. Uh, I think people, honestly, the easy answer I found online is people just say fast food workers are idiots.
Mm,
That's like the kind of
that's like a really bad way to think about it.
it's kind
Because
of biased. It shows a little the strong emotions it brings out too. That people are like, "Oh, those stupid
it,
fast food
but
workers."
the thing is, it happened everywhere. So
Yeah, it's too easy a cop out. But I see why you'd want to do that. The number one thing most people will think while watching this is it will never happen to me. Whether it would or not, I don't know. I'm in that boat, but I know for a fact it would never happen to me.
yeah, it's a
It's a,
creepy thing because everybody says that.
yeah, and then you wonder. You
Yeah.
gotta wonder.
I think I don't think it would be the same circumstances, but I wonder if someone was claiming they were a cop on the phone, they could get me to do a lot. They couldn't get me to get naked.
No, or give, I, or do more sexual things.
No. But they could get me to do a bunch of stuff. They could get me definitely to stop work and sit down.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? They could get me to go pretty far. And what I'm saying is someone.
this isn't even giving away much. The minute they were like, take off your clothes, and they're asking the person how big my dick was, or in the case of the movie, how big her nipples are, I'd be like, get the fuck. I'd be like, this is not, no. I'd be like, no, this is not in the Miranda rights. I'd be like, this is some bullshit. But unfortunately, I know more about police. I'm to watch this movie. You gotta think about if you're 20 something years old. There's zero knowledge of police.
Yeah, and you're not stupid, but maybe less educated.
Yeah, definitely less educated. Because basic education, you would know the police wouldn't call and have a manager strip search you.
No, because no, I love Mom and everything, but I could picture this or something similar happen to Mom.
Nah, that's the thing. She would never strip for a
No.
man.
I'm not saying strip, but I'm saying she could get convinced to do a lot. She maybe money.
And you're forgetting stripping's the smallest thing that happens to her.
Yeah, no, I know.
That's when you say do a lot, this chick is ridiculous. The shit that she does. I know what you mean. If you think about it, you can think of women that would do this. I have thought of a few after a while, and I think it's the quiet, timid ones that really don't talk back much. I could see them falling in a situation like this, but it's painful to think about for a lot of reasons.
See, I don't know about you, but I come down on the side that the dude who called this in is a fucking evil genius.
No, I
I
thought
think
he was mad.
I think he's mad funny.
So did I.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't think of them as victims at all,
No.
which didn't deter from me not liking it.
Because this is kind of just a prank phone call that maybe went a little too far, but
Yeah, and the dude got away with it in real
yeah,
life.
that's fucking crazy.
Baller.
He's a fucking yeah, he's a fucking American hero.
Dude, he probably didn't even know how far people would listen to him.
I would be really surprised if he knew that what was happening on the other side of the phone was really happening.
That I'm sure he did believe, honestly, telling him that. And he's on the phone for hours with him. But I would have never, I'm sure when he picked up the phone, he never thought.
What a fucking madman.
The whole movie is like making sandwiches. Like,
See, what pisses me off is people are like, oh, the internet age, you know, it's warping people, they're bullying people online, you know, it's changing the way we act. I'm like, there's this dude who called people on the phone
yeah.
and fucking literally destroyed people's lives.
Yeah. Caused all manner. Man. Yeah, literally ruined at least 3 people's lives. But yeah, I give that a B plus. I'll definitely check that one out. Also, Chained. I saw the new Jennifer Lynch movie. Obviously, I like her father's movies. I really liked her one movie with Bill Pullman. Then she made a god awful movie before that, Boxing Helena, which was about a guy taking the limbs off his girlfriend. But god damn, was that boring. Chained is a good movie about a serial killer that kills a little boy's mom and keeps the little boy as prisoner to kind of help bury his bodies and maybe teach him. The movie is kind of slow. It has a little bit of David Lynch's weirdness into it. Ultimately, I thought it was okay and an original plot, but it was a little too slow, and the ending was way far fetched. The last 15 minutes was like, what the hell were they thinking? Kind of an ending. It was just way left field. Like, wow, after all this realism, you just totally dive bombed off the reality train with this last 15 minutes. But it was it was okay. I give it a C plus. Chained is an interesting horror movie. It's definitely above the average. I give it a C plus because it definitely tried to be something different.
Yeah, try to be something fresh.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's not fresh. I just wish it'd been something a little bit better. A little bit better. But
Bad endings will do that to a movie. Like the whole movie could have been good, and a bad ending will make it mediocre.
yeah,
And a whole movie can be bad and have a good ending, and the movie can be good.
yeah, endings are huge.
Yeah.
They make or break you. And then I got another movie that's, from my opinion online, it's got a lot of mixed opinions, but VHS, I heard that movie was really good for horror. It's a found footage anthology movie.
I'm out.
My problem was it was 2 hours long, and found footage beginnings of all 5 stories, god damn were they long and tedious. And there was moments where the found footage made it scary, kind of, for what it was. I gotta admit, VHS doesn't stick out in my memory very much. There was some good moments, mostly toward the end of all 5 tales. I respect what they tried to do more than what came out. I also gave that a C plus. I had much higher hopes for VHS. I like the idea of found footage where a bunch of kids break into a house and find all these disturbing snuff tapes in the house. but I wish the stories had been better. I gotta admit, it was that dash of originality that I always yearned for in a horror movie. Just wasn't there. Give it a C plus. I don't think you'll hate it if you're looking for an original horror movie. It's have your expectations in the middle, and you'll probably find it good enough. That's what I'll say about
Okay.
it. Better. Besides that, and then I'll get to the two best horror movies I found is Excision.
I want to see that so bad.
Yeah, I won't spoil much, but that's
That
about.
movie looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, that is really good. It's got kind of a low rating on IMDb. Well, 6, which is for horror. It's actually probably pretty good.
I mean, I don't. It's fucking IMDb.
Yeah,
Fucking nerds.
Excision's got at least one moment. It's kind of what I got to with Chain, where the last 5 minutes, the way the acting is, that disturbed me. I gotta admit, I was a little disturbed. Excision, it's really just about a disturbed girl, kind of like Donnie Darko. I would compare it a lot to that. Not in the weird. It's where Donnie Darko is weird and sci-fi. This movie is more disturbing and trippy. But it's about a troubled girl who has very fucked up fantasies that are a cross between surgery and sex, but very fucked up fantasies. And it's a creepy, disturbing, and original, definitely original movie.
Have you ever seen a picture of the main chick?
No,
Annalyn McCord? She's fucking mad hot.
Yeah, that's what I thought. She's not in the movie.
She's fucking slamming.
Yeah, in the movie she's very ugly. At least, yeah, pretty ugly in the movie. That's another reason I kind of give it props, is you could tell they're not trying to be the same when they make her that ugly. But yeah, I think I give that. I think if you're looking for a good horror movie, I doubt you'll be disappointed by that. Like, you'll remember it. It's a pretty twisted movie. It's not like absolutely perfect, but it's definitely a good ass movie. And then I'll put like 0.10 off or something off perfect. Bedeviled from Korea is a fucking excellent movie from the director of Mother. Can't pronounce his name. I had no idea what Bedeviled was going to be about. It was 2 hours long. By the first hour, I was disturbed, a little angsty, and then it was just absolute excellence. The final hour, I loved that movie. Thought that it was amazingly filmed. For what is basically a horror movie, again, I don't want to give too much away, but I'll say it's in the genre somewhat of...
Don't say anything. Don't even...
Alright, but I will say...
I'm gonna rent it right now when we're done.
I'll say no one knows how to do intensity like the Koreans. I'll say that. They know how to make a scene personal, and they know how to deliver brutality.
Wait. It's not on Amazon Instant?
Really? I don't...
Rent?
I thought it just came out.
No, it's from 2010.
Yeah, but I thought it just came out like to American stores. Like, it just came out on American Blu-ray.
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying. Amazon Instant Queue. You can just rent it for $3.99. Rent it.
Yeah. Is it on there?
Yeah, you can buy it.
It's not there to rent?
No. That's fucked up.
That's weird.
Maybe on iTunes?
Yeah, I don't know why. I do feel this is in a lot of ways one of the most low key. I don't know why it's low key.
Huh.
It's not more simplistic than The Man from Nowhere. It is, in the end, somewhat a simplistic plot, but it's detailed in the emotions. It's a surprise movie. I'll say that. Even in terms of who you think the protagonist is.
Oh, good. I'm gonna rent it.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I guess maybe we should discuss this more when you've seen it and like
Yeah.
the podcast. But
I mean,
I
is
gave
there any denying that South Koreans are slowly approaching the country of the greatest movies?
Yeah, I don't think. I just want to find more of them. But that's all. I just want to see.
I know that only the good ones come here, but I've yet to see a movie that well at least wasn't good.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. All the ones I've been seeing are excellent. I'm worried I'm not seeing all of them. Like, I'm not. It's hard to tell which ones are going to be this new master style of movies they're making. And what are, like, their basic, I don't know, what they have, if they have such thing as straight to DVD type movies in South Korea. Because I don't want to see those. But.
Because I would argue that the Hispanics were making the best movies in the 2010s.
Yeah.
2000s.
But then they all came to America.
That's what I'm saying, like Pan's Labyrinth, Children of Men.
Yeah. But these Korean ones are like straight Korean.
City of God.
Yeah.
Amoros Perros. Itu Mama Tom Man.
The City of God guy kind of fell off.
Yeah, what the fuck happened to him?
I don't